And we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to everybody tuning in this morning. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the crossing guards. Shout out to the school teachers, law enforcement personnel, medical field personnel, military personnel. Shout out to the barbers in the barbershops, and shout out to the hairdressers in the beauty salons. Shout out to the nail techs. Shout out to whatever it is you do for a living. Shout out to you. We're not going to go through all of the professions this morning. Extra special shout out though to the people who wish good for others as much as you wish good for yourself. Here we are on this beautiful today is what? What today? Tuesday? Wednesday? Tuesday. I'm trying to make sure. Tuesday, January 20th. Here we are on this beautiful Tuesday morning. We're happy to be here, of course, up and feeling good. And, life ain't perfect, but it's still perfect. In all its imperfections, we still give thanks because we're here in one piece, and it could have was Sarah, but it is not. All right. Today we have quite a few things to talk about on the board, and then send everybody off to have a wonderful day until we meet again. What we have on the board this morning, without delay, the Noel Maitland's case, justice for Donna Donaldson, is coming to it's winding down to an end. So this is where you will have the defense and prosecution giving their closing arguments now and winding the case up to where it will be handed over to a jury for the jury to go decide on all the stuff that was presented, evidence and whatever else, and come up with a decision if he is guilty of murder or if Noel Maitland gets to walk and Donna Donaldson's family gets justice or no justice at all. So we have a lot of information pertaining to where the case is now. That's on the table. On the table also, we have Chronic Law still in ICE custody as things look very good for Squash, Six Boss. So we're going to talk about Squash situation and Chronic Law situation in one right there. That's the second one. The third one is Vybz Kartel's new purchase of luxury vehicle as his lawsuit comes to the front of the line. Vybz Kartel is being sued for $1 million+ US from a individual who, we're going to get into the story and details of all that. We talked about this before, but it has now become an actual lawsuit. So we're going to talk about that, and in the midst of all that, his latest purchase, etc., and what he had to say so far about that lawsuit. And of course, also the last one of the morning will be, well, not necessarily the last one. It depends on which one you choose. But the last one on the list for today will be asylum seeker or Jamaican asylum seekers who are caught up in this U.S. immigration debacle that is happening right now. And they are fearful that them are going to get sent go back on them yard because you see how things are right now, right? Last week, was it? Jamaica was added to the list of 74 countries that there are no immigrant visas being processed for these countries right now. Right. So that's where we're at with that. Youth, blood, fire. I wasn't even looking at the comment section, and before me look up, I looked up just now just to say, okay, you choose where we start. I'm missing cartel. Oh, man. I was going to say you choose where we start and we'll start there. I get it. Zaro Kid. I get it. Zaro Kid, I said cartel about 50 times. He's not the only one. There's others here who are saying cartel as well. But a Zaro Kid all over the place with cartel Rosalind Smichael also says Kartel. All right. Zaro Kid and Rosalie Smichael is leading out. Let's give everybody a chance, right, to say what it is. Where do we start? Do we start with Donna Lee Donaldson's case? Do we start with Vybz Kartel lawsuit? Do we start with Chronic Law and Squash? Or do we start with U.S. immigration? Those are the four that are on the board. I have to time it, so your 60 seconds starts now. And I'm looking, and Zaro Kid is out the gate with Kartel, and we are 4 or 5 seconds in and counting. On a need for. All right, here we go. Blood fire to run. All right, we have Donna Lee Donaldson by Sean Cassell, and then we have Kartel, and then that's 2 Kartel and 2 Donna Lee. Audrey says Donna Lee. That's 3 Kartel. Zaro Kid, you can only vote once, you know. All right, so we already have you for Kartel. All right, Miss Goldie Robinson says Kartel, so we have 3 Kartel and we have 2 Donna Lees. All right, and we are 22 seconds in and counting. Patricia Jackson says Kartel, so we have 4 Kartels now in the lead. 2 Irie says Kartel as well. We have 5 Kartel, we have 2 Donna Lees. 5 Kartel, 2 Donna Lees, none of the other subjects or none of the other topics. 5 Kartel, 2 Donna Lees, 32 seconds and counting. 5 Kartel, 2 Donna Lees, 32 seconds and counting. 33, 34, 35 seconds and counting. 5 Kartel, 2 Donna Lees, 35, 37, 38, 39, 40 seconds and counting. 5 Kartel, 2 Donna Lees, 6 Kartels, you're the finest. 6 Kartels, 2 Donna Lees. All right, 6 Kartels, 3 Donna Lees. 6 Kartels, 3 Donna Lees, 6 Kartels, 4 Donna Lees, 7 Kartels, 4 Donna Lees, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and Vybz Kartel it is. All right, so Vybz Kartel is a hot topic apparently. I thought y'all would have wanted to go into the details of the Donna Lee Donaldson case. I mean, say her name. Right, justice for Donna Lee Donaldson. Understand in that. We don't want to hear about Kartel. All right, so good timing. Before I even get started, live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, Donna Lee.
Boy, them vote already, bro. and it was
because I see you didn't want to wait till more people come in to hit the Kartel topic. So I think if me call in and say, well, if I Donna Lee make a difference.
But well, we have 400 people here already, so we're gonna work with that. I can't tell them.
Big up yourself this morning.
All right, my brother, manners.
All
right. Shout out to Yard Hype. Big up on yourself. Remember when time Vybz Kartel was supposed to go to Trinidad? And I said it's a good thing that he didn't go, because I found out later after everything went by. I went to go look up who the promoter was of that event he was supposed to go perform at. And I found out that that promoter had his own legal issues in Trinidad, and was caught up in a drugs business kind of thing. He was caught by the law. It's not a made up thing. It's on their books in Trinidad. So I don't have to say allegedly. It's a legal case that actually happened. So you could look at it like this. Vybz Kartel is a person who has to keep himself squeaky clean, right? So you don't want to be caught up in any situation where somebody invites you to a Caribbean island and pay you $1 million+ US to perform there. And then next thing you hear is your drugs brethren them laundering money through your performance. So I said God works in mysterious ways, because it worked out that he didn't go and honor that contract, because apparently there was a breach of the contract, and he also held on to the money. Now, holding on to the money is a whole different ball game, because that's a lot of money to hold on to when you did not perform, right? So we're going to get into, I thought they were going to let it slide, but I mean, who would have let $1 million US slide? I can't even make $100 slide because me broke. So they're coming after Vybz Kartel for their $1 million. So here's the rundown of it. Jamaican dancehall artist Vybz Kartel has publicly addressed reports that a Trinidad-based promoter has taken legal actions against him following the cancellation of a major music event last year. The artist, whose given name is Adija Azim Palmer, issued a brief statement a day after the lawsuit became public. I didn't see Kartel talk about the lawsuit as it was being published. I saw it in Trinidadian news that the lawsuit was published. So the lawsuit is official. They're taking him to court. They're seeking to get their money back. But apparently, Kartel did speak about it. So the lawsuit became public, signaling that he would not engage further as the matter is now before the courts. Well, if that's the case, I saw that. We'll get into what his response was in a minute. So in that post, Vybz Kartel stated that he was fully aware of public commentary surrounding the cancelled Trinidadian performance, and he reiterated that the agreement governing the show required full payment of his performance fee in advance. There was no pay me half now, pay me half later. There was no pay me 90% now, 10% later. There was none of that. You send all the money up front as according to the days that were stipulated in the contract, like this much paid this day and then this much more paid before we board the plane to even come to you. So he said that the conditions was not met in the contract. As the matter is now before the appropriate legal forum, I will not be commenting, he said. In a separate caption, he added that he remains focused on moving forward and he would not be drawn into speculation or negativity. Of course, this is social media. You have a whole lot of people who are saying, thief the people and money, dog, and you never perform at Trinidad. Why you gonna take the man money? And that's a lot of money too. Give back the man them money, man. I saw one person who said, you said God on time, and you say God is the greatest, and you're saying all this God stuff, and yet still you're walking away thieving these people's money. You did not perform, so why are you keeping the money? We're going to get into all that in a minute. And of course, you have his supporters who are saying, keep the rotted money, yes, what you mean? Them breach the contract, it's legal, keep the money. Vybz Kartel put up a post that said, this is on his official IG, it said, to anyone directing negativity my way, I'm focused on moving forward. I'm in a strong place professionally and financially. Therefore, I won't engage with speculation or distraction. I am aware of public comments regarding the cancellation of the Trinidad performance. My position is simple and unchanged. The performance agreement required payment of the full agreed fee in advance. That payment was not completed. As the matter is now before the appropriate legal forum, I will not be commenting any further. That is that. All right. Dorothy T says the screen is freezing. I don't know who else sees the screen freezing. Leroy Gucci, thank you for being here. Hope all is well. Is our screen freezing? Anybody else, the screen freezing, or shall I say our weather freezing? All right. She's probably saying it's freezing where she's at. It's kind of chilly here too. If you see me show up with this on, although this is a light jacket, but if you see me show up with this on, you must know, right? My screen good. All right. No, not freezing. Screen is okay. Thank you, Mervin. Appreciate that. Thank you, Audrey. Appreciate that. Black Eagle, big up yourself. Thank you, Nance. Thank you, Winston Gale. All right. So we're screen not freezing. We're good. Because I hate to talk like 20 minutes into something and then I look over and somebody is like, SouFlo, we've been telling you for the last 10 minutes. We can't hear where you say the screen are freeze. So we're good. All good. Marilyn Grant, all good. Nan says it's chilly in Florida as well. Yes, my day Florida, my friend. It's chilly outside right now. This is our winter, right? Rico DIY Graham says, Audrey, hearts. All right, let's continue. So the legal claim was filed by Jacko Entertainment Limited in the High Court of Justice in Trinidad and Tobago. According to court documents that were reported by the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian, which is where I saw it, the promoter is alleging a breach of contract, unjust enrichment, and defamation at the same time, among other claims. The company is seeking damages exceeding 7.3 million Trinidad and Tobago dollars, or TT as they call it, as well as the recovery of their US $1.1 million that was already paid to the artists under the agreement. The lawsuit centers, remember, I know Kartel already get the 1.1 million US dollar, you know. That's why they're saying illicit enrichment or unjust enrichment. The lawsuit centers on the One Caribbean Music Festival, which was set to take place on May 31st of 2025. Kartel had been contacted as the headline or contracted as the headline act under a written agreement dated November 22nd, 2024. The performance fee was set. He was supposed to be paid 1.35 million US dollars in 4 installments of payments. The event was originally planned for February 28th of 2025, November of 2024, in advance of the February 2025 actual festival day, before being rescheduled to May of 2025. So it was supposed to be February, they rescheduled it for May. The finances part of it was supposed to be worked out starting in 2024, and they had a contract drawn up, and that contract, according to Vybz Kartel and his team, that contract was breached. And it said that before being rescheduled to May 31st, with the reported involvement of the artist and his management team, Jacko Entertainment claims that by May 29th, approximately 81% of the $1.35 million fee had already been paid to Vybz Kartel and his team, leaving an outstanding balance of $250,000 US dollars. The promoter maintains that it intended to clear the remaining sum upon Kartel's arrival in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, according to Vybz Kartel and his team, that's not the contractual agreement. The contractual agreement, like he said, that money was supposed to be paid in full before they got to Trinidad, not give me the rest when I reach there. So court filings state that temporary foreign exchange issues affected the timing of the final payment, but the funds were available on the actual day of the event. Had he traveled to Trinidad to honor the show contract or to be there for his fans, even though he hadn't been paid 100% and had gotten up to about 81% so far, you know, them must have, man, me give 81%, you could have just come do the show. We have the money, but, you know, it took us to the very day of the event to actually get the money. But we had it. So had you come to do the show, we would have given you the rest of the money anyways. According to the claim, Vybz Kartel failed to board his scheduled flight on May 30th, and his representatives later demanded full payment before they traveled. The promoter argues that this condition was not required under the agreement. There was nothing that said we should have paid you 100% before you even got on the plane to get to Trinidad. On the day of the concert is when that cancellation of this event was announced publicly through the media and through social media platforms, without any formal written notice as outlined in the contract. I'm guessing the contract stipulated that if you were going to cancel, you would have to put it in writing, and it would have to be within a certain amount of time ahead of the event, so that, you know, we can gather ourselves and let people know we're out here selling tickets, we're advertising on radio and all type of thing, and we need a heads up if you can't make it. The lawsuit details the disruption that was caused by the cancellation, noting that many patrons had already entered the venue or had already traveled from across Trinidad and Tobago and the wider Caribbean. They came from other Caribbean islands just to be there because Vybz Kartel was supposed to be there. And they were standing there and no Vybz Kartel. So Jacko Entertainment said it was forced to halt the event, to manage crowd safety, and to handle refunds and logistics at a significant cost to them. Remember, them already pay out $1.something million already, and now they have to refund all the money that was paid through ticket purchase to all the people who purchased tickets, right? Thousands of ticket holders were affected, they said, with the promoter claiming reputational damage as public narrative circulated online. The public narrative that was circulated online was these people could not afford to pay Kartel, and what they were doing was that they were trying to bait him there, have him perform, hoping to get the rest of the money through ticket sales and stuff that was sold at the venue, I guess, you know, if the bar sell out or whatever, and then they would have gotten enough money to finish off paying him and then broke even with their own pockets, right? Which they're saying that is not true. They had the money. So the filing further alleges that statements made by Vybz Kartel after the cancellation portrayed the promoter as irresponsible and unable to meet payment obligations, intensifying the public backlash, which was bad for their business. Their business now has a black eye to it, because the next time Jacko Entertainment goes to do a big event, people are going to say, Jacko Entertainment, me not buy no ticket for that. You remember when the big Vybz Kartel concert was supposed to happen? Y'all remember what happened? All right, I ain't going, or I ain't buying my tickets. Right, so they're saying that they are hurt in that manner professionally. What Kartel said was, if I remember correctly, he said something along the lines of, you know, I even gave them a discount. And I told them, or asked them, you sure you can manage this? Because not everybody can manage a Vybz Kartel event, a Vybz Kartel booking. It's a lot, right? And they said that they could. So Jacko Entertainment says attempts to resolve the dispute through correspondence and proposed mediation has failed, leading to the decision to pursue legal actions. They are probably calling Kartel, trying to get to his management, begging back for some of the money. Come on, man, at least give it back some. I mean, you didn't come perform. At least give it back half right. You walk out with 500,000 US. You never perform. But you're going to keep the whole million plus. They're saying that it's not working. He's holding on to the money. And the only way they think they could get the money back is if they go to court. What says you? At this point in the game, do you think that Vybz Kartel should continue to keep that money, or do you think that the courts should rule that everything was all right? Remember, I know, I would have to see the contract myself. And then I could say, none of us have seen the actual contract. I would have to see that contract myself before I could draw upon a decision to say. Now, I can't imagine Vybz Kartel ruining his reputation, and him already have a whole heap of money, you know, which brings me to his latest purchase. I believe his latest purchase is a Rolls Royce. His latest purchase, I went and looked up the kind of car he just purchased, recently, if you've been paying attention to social media and paying attention to Vybz Kartel, you will realize that he recently purchased a super expensive car like 2 days ago. Now, I can't imagine I am here trying to get back my $1 million from you or some of it, and you, in the face of all that, went and purchased a $500,000 vehicle. And we're talking about a $500,000 US vehicle he just purchased. So I can't imagine the Trinidadian promoter, Jocko, they must be punching air right now. Because it's not like he can't give you back the money. And it's not like him don't have the money, or if him give you back the money, he's going to go broke. He has lots of money now. He's financially strong, as he said. This is like a punch in the face, right? You ever lend somebody money? Well, them never lend Kartel the money. Him take the money as a part of a contract to perform. But yeah, he just purchased a Rolls Royce. So you can imagine, it's like when somebody, yo, SouFlo, lend me $500, brother boy, but don't palm my face. Them all cut off my light, the picnic them need this, that, and the other. And I said, why? All right, brother, when you going to pay me back by? And that day pass, and me lend the money, and I go party, and inside a party, I see you popping bottles, and you're throwing up confettis, and you have nothing but you're making it rain on strippers, big body girl in tongues. I wandering in the corner when I getting back my $500. So I must see how them feel. Them see Kartel make that big purchase, yeah, and they probably went to go look it up themselves. I wonder how much a car they really cost. Which version of the car is that? Okay, went and looked it up themselves. They're like, Jesus Christ, dog. The man is So yeah, it's a Rolls Royce. It's a Rolls Royce. There he is. You know, I mean, let me take this comment off the screen so you can see it better. So there he is. He's showing off the Rolls Royce custom leather interior type thing. You know, living the life. Living the life like we knew he would, kind of thing. Living the life like we knew he would. I was gonna say, yeah, and this is that version that starts. These start at 500,000 US dollars. This particular model he has starts at 555,000 US dollars. So whatever customization he has to this has probably taken it over the top. You know, has probably taken it over the top of, I don't know, some $600,000, something like that. Now the people them want them 1.1 million. I think Vybz Kartel is keeping that money based on principle, though. And I talked about this before. On one side, I'm saying to myself, you know, if it was me, I probably would have given them back their money. Because here what me I think about this morning. And I said it to wifey before we went live, right? I know them are gonna be tough. Ooh. I said it to wifey this morning, and I'm gonna say, anybody who have $1 million to pay you for a show definitely have $500,000, $1 million to put a hit out on you. I say that to say the world we live in, sometimes, you know, you think you're standing on principle, and sometimes you think you're standing on principle, you know, when it is best to just close some doors and leave it closed. It's like, you know what? Take back your money. I don't really want it, but don't call me for no show again. I'll be in Trinidad performing soon, but it's going to be under a different contract. Matter of fact, I would have rather come there and do a show for myself other than go through you and do business with you to do a show there, right? Because you never know. You never know. I don't think people will allow you to just walk away with 1 point something million US dollars just so. You know what I'm saying? I could see this going really bad. I could see, I mean, the world is not as big as we think it is. You know what I'm saying? There was I'm not going to call any specific names, but there was a man one time who allegedly had robbed up a lot of cocaine from the Colombian cartel and ended up in Jamaica. Him dash fly down from far and hide out. Buy up a bag of bike and big, not no yang bike. We are talking about big Kawasaki Ninja and them bike there. Big bike all over the place, like 100 strong, 100 man roll out. Be a bike a rev when him touch the road. Woo, woo, woo. It looked like some African president had touched down, right? Living the big life. And you would think you were untouchable. And then realize that the world was that small, that guy's not around anymore. They sent out a hit. And dog nam him supper in a Jamaica. You know? As a person who does music and travel the world, them have a thing when they book you and cook you. I think the last person I heard use the phrase was when name there? I don't even see him too much anymore. He's like playing more behind the scenes now. Ramesh for Ramesh Entertainment. Yeah, Ramesh did use the book him and cook him scenario or phrase. It simply means exactly what it says. Yeah, line up a big show, pay your deposit and everything. You know, line up your hotel is booked and everything like that, and you're gonna supposed to come perform, put up a flyer, poster, everything, announce you and all that. You know, you say it's legit, you get your money up front, you get your deposit, you get your whatever else according to contract, and when you reach, you just never make it out. There's a big accident that happened in the state or city or wherever that you are. I'm just saying, there's too much insecurities in my head for me too paro. I would have given them back the money, but a contract is a contract. Okay. I haven't seen the contract per se. I've seen a long list of something where the man write out, which I covered in another video, but I haven't seen the contract. Principle now have nothing to do with contract. That's true. Where said Julie Tapper? Julie Tapper said, I think you should pay back some of the money. But you know, that's another thing, because if you pay back some of the money, them are going to want all of the money. And they'll still be trying to sue you for all of the money. Now, let me explain to some of the people who might not understand this. A big artist like a Vybz Kartel, right? His bookings, in the time that he takes to entertain you as a promoter to get booked, there are others out there who wants to book him for the same time slot, right? So he could be like passing up other $1 million contracts just so he can honor yours. Just because you said, signed on the dotted line, I will pay the first half January 1st, and January 15th I will pay up to 75%, and then the last piece will be paid 2 days or 3 days before the actual event. The actual event is supposed to be on January 20th. Now, if you don't honor those stipulations in that contract and that man just pass up other millions of dollars, and then last minute you're like, well, you know, we can't really find the money right now because it's a holiday and the bank ain't open, and this is something you should have planned way in advance, because they started negotiating this contract in November of the previous year. So, and the event wasn't supposed to be until February of the coming year, which got moved even more a couple of months down to May, I believe. So that was a long time for you to plan. And the promoter in Trinidad, if I remember correctly, they said when we went to get the money, it was a holiday and the bank was closed. So that amount of money you have to go through the financial institution. You can't just pull it out on ATM and all this. Well, you had ample time to do all that. You had ample time to do all that. So was it that the money was not really there? There were rumors out there that they were borrowing money from many different people to put the purse together to actually be able to make the payment. That don't have nothing to do with the artist. That don't have nothing to do with the artist. So for the people who might be thinking, man, you're doing something wrong and you're keeping the people money, you got to think about how much money he might have lost entertaining their contract, locking into their contract, and preparing to do their show, right? Wait a sec, Audrey. Audrey said, this is not a case of Kartel not wanting to perform after he was paid in full. Clearly, they didn't honor the contract. So keeping the money is compensation for his time and travel expenses. Yeah, he didn't travel. He didn't travel. I think that's why I say I have to see the contract. I think the promoters booked his flight. I don't know if it's so, but in their lawsuit they said he failed to board his flight. Sometimes when a promoter book you, them pay for your flight. They pay for your flight. They pay for all the tickets for your entourage. They pay for your hotel, including you're gonna tell them, hey, me a big artist, me need top floor. I need a suite. For the other 4 guys who are traveling with me, I'm going to need 4 rooms on a lower floor, or etc., etc. And they'll have to come up with all those things. Maybe we can't do 4 rooms, we'll do 2. And then we'll get you your suite as the main artist up top. Blah, blah, blah. Then pay for security, then pay for this. They pay for your transportation to the venue from your accommodation or location, and so on and so forth. These things are usually stipulated in the contract, down to how much bottles of whatever expensive drink you need to have on hand, because images, everything. You can't have me up here. I drink some cheap bazi-wazi. Nobody ever hear about this rum before. That is what you slinging around. So they normally put all this in there. How much of it is going to be covered? Can my entourage drink and eat for free or whatever? All that is stipulated in a contract, usually. So I would have to see the contract to know if he actually honored the contract or didn't honor the contract all the way through. You know what I mean? But I couldn't see Vybz Kartel like dishonoring his name over money that is not a lot of money to him. It's more on principle, I think. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
All right, Prof, how you doing?
My good family, how you doing?
Yeah, I hear talk about the lawsuit and thing.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I wonder if I 2 different contracts with my Kartel have.
What can say that?
Me don't understand when we arguments up online, because contract simple enough.
Right.
If in a contract, it depends on which. I don't know about Trinidad.
Contract or contract,
about
man.
America.
Contract is contract.
I'm asking this though.
Yeah.
I wish the contract got happen. It was court.
Trinidadian court.
I don't trust Trinidad yet.
Yeah, trust Trinidad.
When I respect them justice system. You know what I mean? Because them don't know like Kartel already, and them grow on some like a loophole, so if you kind of take off something off of him.
Remember the Minister of National Security said that when he comes to Trinidad, he is not to do any radio. Now this man I come to a big concert, brother, and them say he is not to do any radio spots. They don't want him on their radio. He is not to speak to any children. He is to go straight to his concert from his venue. Them don't want him to walk around in a them country or nothing like that. Do your show and get out of the country. And I thought, damn, that was hostile.
If I a Kartel, I'm going to go over there.
Then I said that was the red flag first. That was the first warning to not go. Yeah.
So that's what I wonder if I 2 different contracts them have. Because right now, with Trinidad, I don't know. I don't trust them. Then, but if them upload the law like America, as contract, see?
Mm-hmm.
Anything they did in the contract decide who are gonna walk with what. I remember if we said trust Cartel enough, finna really feel said. You know what I mean? One contract say if you not pay in full, I'm not show up. I ain't gonna pay in full, I'm not show up. You're dead, you know?
Right. Exactly.
Nothing to argue about.
I remember where Joe Bogdanovich said, he said one thing about Vybz Kartel is, and what puts him ahead of the other entertainers is a man who studied the business side of the business. Joe Bogdanovich even tell a story about him flying Kartel to Trinidad to do a show already. And according to their contract, Vybz Kartel was supposed to be paid before him come off of that plane to figure up on the show. So Joe said, this is Joe Bogdanovich talking, you know, and him said, when them reach, the man sit down on the plane and fall in two on them. So him not even want to come off of the plane. And he must say, come on, Kartel man, come on, I'm going to pay you the rest of your money when, you know, after you're done do the show and thing. And he was like, no, it's either you honor the contract and pay me accordingly or no show. And he was like, yo, you have to respect that. You know, he was laughing. And he was like, looking back now, he have to laugh about it. He's like, I had to respect that. So I had to find the money and pay the man before him even come off of that plane there. And so we had to turn around the plane with him and carry him, go back with, drop me off back at my yard, brother. You either pay me or drop me back at my yard.
The man spent 13 years in the prison, come out with no friend thing. The promoter feels like, I know, because I know him from a long time, see? Some probably must say, I'm a friend, man. I don't think that's so serious. But Carter look funny, said, he not paid no boy. He spent 13 years and suffer, and almost come out, and almost dead in prison.
Right.
And lucky, you know, to get that, and he not come, you know, friend thing. But this more for my work, just come out of prison. These are my price. Give me it. But if he said the problem does, I said, oh, Cartel, man. Cartel just comes anyway. I'm not giving a thing. You know what I mean?
And you know what, bro? I'm also thinking that it's principle because, first of all, Vybz Kartel is booked for many more different shows coming up. So I don't think he would ruin his reputation by doing that. Because if he do that to one promoter, you know, of course, word gets around and other promoters are going to be like, yo, he's known to take $1 million and not show up. Don't book him, right? I don't think he would do that to himself. That's for one. The second thing is, if he starts to get loosey-goosey with the way contracts are dealt with, everybody are going to want to take advantage of him. Yo, you could book him. You know, you could, the contract could say you got to pay up front, but we paid him half and he performed. And then, you know, we worked out how we were going to pay him the rest later. And the next promoter will hear that and say, oh, okay, so I don't really have to pay him everything up front. You know what I'm saying? Pay him half and see if we make the money back first. So the man don't want no ramping with him thing.
You want a clean slate. You don't want to play the money.
Yeah, you don't want no ramping with him thing. Let's do it the legal way by contract, and you honor your contract, and I honor you with the performance. You don't honor your contract, take the loss. That's a hefty friggin' lesson to learn, boy.
It worse, you know.
Yeah.
Because if Kartel want to, we call the word, like I said, you sue him back. Like I said, you said defamation of character. Because you have me all over the world and say a breed contract, you know what I mean?
Right.
We're going to damage him.
So Kartel could have counter-sue him.
Yes, they counter-sue him.
Right.
You might get X.
Rotten. But I think the only way for counter-sue him, though, would have been I'm not an attorney, so I don't know how this would cross lines, but I think the only way to counter-sue that promoter would be in Trinidad, because he is Trinidad-based.
Oh.
May I tell you, the part of that contract here that had me bugging out was when I read the details and it said they were actually they even offered him, not the contract, the interview that Jacko them did, said they were they even tried to offer him 2 beachfront condos. As somebody they wanted him to come perform, they offered him 2 beachfront condos. And they were going to sign over the deeds of the 2 beachfront condos to him in lieu of the money. So the interviewer said, then you would sign him over 2 beachfront condos. So what if you weren't able to pay the money? He would end up owning 2 beachfront condos in Trinidad. And the guy said, no, we had the money. It was just the holiday thing that we couldn't get to the money, and the show was coming up. So we did that as a good faith to show him, if you don't believe so we have the money, here are 2 condos in your name. If we fail to pay you your money, keep it. But those 2 condos are expensive, so we wouldn't be giving him them, obviously. But I said, wow, Kartel could have ended up with our 2 beachfront condo at Trinidad. But then I want him at Trinidad, so what good would that be? You know?
Make no sense.
It don't make no sense.
But what you know must upset, I'm not really sure the part that's going to like your text after the contract. You're the person that send text message back and forth, and then you say, okay, we will do it. So I don't know if that's affect Kartel in a court. You know what I'm saying?
Where's
I do the contract written.
Yeah.
I wonder if I do it written and say this is the contract. If him and Kartel text back and forth, then Kartel say, okay, I don't do the contract because I'm a virgin. You know what I mean? If you have to go to court text.
Bro, when me hear Kartel them talk about this contract, me say blood fire, cause that time me learn say how much money when name they make too. I know Kartel whole team is eating. Listen, his whole team is eating. They eating some serious food. Kartel I get big money for perform, right? But you see, when name that when me telling us that don't when me TJ, remember me telling us that TJ don't play when it come to Kartel business, you know.
Look so.
Look so. Me hear the man say, yeah, he was supposed to pay. There's a fee that he also has to pay to TJ, which was like $250,000 US.
Oh,
that me I say.
A pay rich man.
And that me I say, yo. That's just for what? Management and negotiating the contract and stuff like that. And Kartel say, give my break. And give my break on that because him know him for a long time or whatever. But that no means I'm gonna make him violate the contract.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey yo, but jump up and call her back. I'm not
all right, bro.
So long on the line. Yeah?
All right,
call her back. All right, then.
Yeah. Where say listening, Elaine can't communicate right now. A contract is a contract. And if that contract says if I don't show up, or if that contract says all must be paid upfront before I board my flight to come, or before the concert, then that money, they might as well consider that money to be lost. It's an expensive lesson to learn, like Audrey said, but yo, I'll be punching more than air. I'll be punching walls. That's a lot of money. Well, said this coming like a prenup. Sign it, then fight it later. Forget what you know. You're not entitled to. Yeah. Audrey said come here like a prenup. Sign the prenup and then fight it later. Forget what you know you're not entitled to. You know, when time woman sign prenup or spouse sign prenup, then because whoever they were getting married to was already rich, and the person that try to protect them asset in case you're dead just as a gold digger. So them say sign that prenup here and you sign it. But when time the relationship and you still did a fight. A fight for what you know you're not entitled to. Yo. I don't know. Like I said before, I think I would have to see the contract, actually see it for myself. But assuming that Kartel wouldn't violate himself like that because the rest of the world is watching, and that's a bad thing to leave out there. And a little bit of money that people, I don't need to tell you all that it's not a little bit of money that I don't think any of us have a liquid $1 million right now. We can just dash out, and if we lose it, it wouldn't matter kind of thing. That's a whole heap of money. No promoter wants to hear, hey, I'm telling you, don't book him. He'll take your $1 million and he won't show up. I'll be biting my nails. I wouldn't book the artist. So that's damaging on Kartel's part, like the caller was saying. So Kartel could not even counter sue them because you're over here making stuff up against our contract. Now you're going to have promoters worldwide thinking I'm the kind of person to run off with $1 million instead of showing up to the venue, and now them afraid to book me. You see, that's a counteraction type of lawsuit can take place there. When I started out, though, I did say sometimes you have to look into things a bit deeper, you know? Like, I'm the one that's traveling. Sometimes you go places you don't know who is who, and it's impossible for you to know who is who everywhere you're going in the world. You know what I mean? But your job entails going everywhere in the world. So you don't want to burn no bridges. You don't want to left salt in nobody's mouth. So just out of peace sake, so nobody don't have anything them a plan against you kind of thing, I would have probably said, boy, you know what? Me don't really need the money here like that. But me the hold on for the money for sure. Principle still, honor your contract, take back your money. Take back your money, bro. Just don't book me for anything else. Just know, say, it burn off right there, so. That. Expensive lesson to learn. Expensive lesson to learn. All right. We'll see how that works out in court. In the meantime, though, we must say that Vybz Kartel is doing pretty well for himself. You know, I'm proud to see it. Let me tell you what I'm proud of. I'm proud because we said things years ago that have come to fruition. And we don't get no embarrassment or no shame yet. You know? Me don't have nobody I say, you see? Me tell you say, all workless boy, me tell you say, when time him come out, him go back to being this and go back to being that. See there? He mix up and caught up in this, that, and the other now. I'm proud because ever since he's been released to this very day, it's been a steady trajectory of up, and more success and more success. And I just love it. I just love seeing it. I'm a fan. I've always been a fan. And I stay on the outside looking in and just enjoying what I'm seeing. You know what I mean? The crazy progress. Remember, I know when Kartel dropped a foreigner, enough people thought for sure that's one place he wasn't going to be able to go is the US. Not only did he come here, the man come here and the first piece of purchase he met was a hefty piece of real estate, you know, a nice piece of property. And then as if that wasn't enough, he purchased a matching piece, like across the water from the other piece. I mean, if you hating on somebody like this, you must be like tearing your skin off because his success is huge. And it's just growing and growing and growing and more success on top of more success. So if you hate upon somebody who is always winning, your nerves must be going bad hating on him. You know? For us who this is what we wanted to see. Y'all remember before Kartel came out where I said dancehall needs to take back its place, its rightful place. But the person who could do it is locked up in prison. Remember when we did say that? And I said if him come out, this is what gonna happen, right? Bookings will dry up for enough people because he's gonna be in heavy demand, demanding some hefty fees. I'll be honest with you, I never noticed that the fee would have been like 1 million US per performance. I had no idea. I was just thinking he's gonna be paid more than the others because he's gonna be in heavy demand. It's Vybz Kartel. People have been wanting to see him for the last 13 years. Plus, he never stopped putting out material the 13 years he was in prison. And people want to see him perform them there. People want to see all those stuff he put out. People still want to see videos for those. People still want to see those projects come to life in other ways. They want to see him perform them live. All kind of something like that. So the world is his oyster. And I knew it was going to happen. So to see it happening now, even on a grander scale than we even imagined, it's admirable. It's admirable. When I saw, remember I know I'm a fan, so I'm always paying attention. I said, damn, the Tesla truck is there. The G-Wagon is there. And I know vehicles are more like stuff that depreciates in value as opposed to appreciate in value. And sometimes when you see people with car, it doesn't necessarily mean that them rich. However, these kind of vehicles that he is purchasing and on a down payment and take out a monthly payment is cash purchase kind of something. These aren't even vehicles for people who are doing okay to kind of to try to purchase, right? that Tesla Cybertruck, then the G-Wagon. I looked up his G-Wagon. The G-Wagon that he has is 300 and something thousand US dollars for that G-Wagon. We're now pocket watch the man. We are celebrating his success. All right. The Ferrari. That Ferrari is another almost 300, 200 and something thousand, almost three, and that's the base price starting. I don't know what kind of add-ons he had on customization he had to any of these vehicles that have taken them price that we are look on way over the top. Yeah, we do know. They are all cash. They are all cash. See, and people were talking that too, because they still can't wrap their mind around exactly how financially endowed this guy is. You see that mansion when purchased in a Jamaica. Remember, I know when Kartel come out of prison, you know, him did have a house where Sidem was staying in first, right? The house would have like the razor wire, something them over the fence, and he would go in there and he would show you like the surveillance system from all different angles. The first video he put out, where he said, when they are prison, he might make $1 million, he might talk about US dollar, that one there. When the man said that in the song, everybody was like, "Yeah, right, about US, $1 million US dollar. Yeah, make money, yes, but you know, make no $1 million US dollar." Everybody is, and we tend to do that to our own people, like downplay everything. I probably payments him take it out pan, and then he might go take time try make the monthly payment. He's not living in your tax bracket. He's not living in your earning bracket. He's not living in a lane where you could even fathom, because you've never lived anything close to this before. When he purchased the mansion there in Jamaica, right, and moved from the house there to that, mind you, he owns many other pieces of real estate in Jamaica. They're just not broadcasted. So when he purchased the mansion there and they listed, because that property was already listed publicly, when it was announced by the company that it was a cash purchase, is when everybody was like, wait there. Him have so much money though. Him not just the 13 years of prison. How they rotted him the 13 years of prison and have so much money? Rotted. Okay, I went further. I looked up the Porsche that he purchased in Jamaica that was published again, that was a cash purchase. The Porsche when purchased, me look up the value of that Porsche. That's a 300 and something thousand US dollar car. That version of Porsche that he purchased. So when I make them kind of purchase here, and like I was saying before, the Porsche at Jamaica, it did it. The mansion at Jamaica, it did it. We don't know about all the other piece of real estate them yet, right? Those are the two big purchases he made before he came to the US. When him reach here, the Cybertruck, did it. Then the G-Wagon drop in, did it. Then the Ferrari drop in, did it. Now this is a Rolls Royce drop in, did it. And I looked up this morning the type of Rolls Royce that he purchased, the year it is, and the base price is $555,000 US dollars starting. Whoever is trying to be in competition with this dude, you're gonna have to, like, wait. You need a rocket ship heading up to catch which part him there with this. I'm super proud to see a Jamaican able to do it like that. I get to youth at that. Not a traditional, oh, I have a degree and I rub elbows with and I'm minister of this and that. You know, a ghetto youth. He's leading by example, fam, that it is possible, right? And the way how he might do it, I'm just loving it. I'm loving it. Watching it all unfold is like a movie. Remember, I did tell him a long time, I said, I'm a fan of Vybz Kartel, not just his music. Y'all remember me saying that? I said, I'm a fan of the way he is as a father and the way he is as an entrepreneur, a businessman. That's where my thing was, right? Me love how him do with him children them, and me love how him do with him business. He didn't just set out to be an artist. Me can write song, me can DJ, me can take over the world. He set out to dominate all around. That requires a different kind of mindset, you know what I'm saying? Let me go study these contracts. Let me go figure out how contracts are laid out, how you put together a contract. Let me go figure out how the points work on each record. Let me go figure out how royalties are distributed, paid out. Let me figure out marketing and distribution. Let me figure out how promotion actually works through the different channels and across different genres of music and blah, blah, blah. Him went and figure all that out himself. Him go learn somewhere and somewhere. And that is why you see him the way he is today. Sometimes when you see a man rich, I heard a person in the UK when Kartel was over there the other day. The person was working with him. And the person did a video where he said, I don't know if y'all notice about this guy, but he doesn't sleep. And I've been around him for a week now. And he goes to bed. If he goes to bed at midnight, he is up by 4 a.m. The most I've seen him rest is about for 4 hours. And I want to know how he does this every day. And Kartel said, purpose. Purpose. When you're driven by your purpose, you don't really have time to lay down and cuddle up in a bed and dip on blanket and under blanket and on pillow and just then they are. You're driven by your purpose. Your purpose says get up and go. We got this to do. I'm going to tell you what's popping today. This is what you need to do today to make sure this multiplying to that. You're driven by your purpose. And I was like, wow. I could tell he don't sleep a lot though. Because there's no way you could do so much and get a lot of sleep. People who sleep enough can't produce so much. And there's only one of him. It's not like he has a twin. It's not like he has somebody else who could replicate him. So how does he do that? I remember when he first came out of prison, in the Mecca nightclub, then him stopped by the television, something that was filming for on TVJ, and then him dep on live, and then him back power next. And in the one day, the man was like in 5 different places. I say, I wonder if this did film. That can't be him, because this must have been filmed on different day. And when I joined them all up, it was the same day. It was the same day. And I said, damn, he is at it. He back at it. So it's good to see, man. It's good to see. He's a living example that being relentless about your success actually works. Focus. Sharp razor focus and being so the contract there, Kartel is just in I think he is just in a place in life now where it was like maybe one time gone, but not now. I'm a grown ass man. I don't know how much longer. Remember, I know him just turned 50. So it's like I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to keep up this jumping up on stage something, and the bookings them are going to be rolling like that. If you in entertainment, you know that it's a miracle for him to be where he is at in a dance hall in that kind of demand and people willing to pay that kind of money for him. Lucky them not put him at retro. Them could have bounty killer him, Them could have put him at retro. He's a long time DJ, that man. Him do 13 years of prison and him come out. Yeah, we'll still book him, but we'll book him with the oldies but goodies. Not headliners. Next to people like Drake and Burna Boy and them kind of people there, and them hefty fee that they perform. That in itself is a miracle. But that's a testament to hard work and dedication. And whether you like the man or not, that's where he's at. As for that contract, I don't think he violated the contract. I would have to see it to be 100% sure. But I definitely think he's in a place now where it's like, don't play with me. I don't have time for games. I'm not going to lose $1 million to make you feel good. You know what I mean? You violate my thing, I keep your money, and you're going to have to go to court and fight for it, but I know I'm going to win. So good luck to that promoter from Trinidad. Good luck to him, because that's a hefty fee And that's an expensive lesson to learn. I don't want no lesson cost me $1 million. Me not have it. Me not have it. So I'll be hurting straight out the gate. You know? Yeah. And one more thing I'll say about Kartel before me close this. You know, over the years, right, when I heard people saying stuff like, I am help frig up the school youth them. And I heard one prominent individual in Jamaica said, if we did not incarcerate him, Jamaica would not have a school system today. Them time me I say, which Vybz Kartel him did I listen to? And it was the first time it actually dawned on me that, damn, the agenda to demonize him was real. Because Kartel wasn't that bad, telling nobody nothing that bad to say we would have lost our entire school system. Then I went and looked into it. And I read Vybz Kartel, Voice of the Ghetto. That's a deep read. You need to read the book there. Once you read the book there, you will understand a lot more things. I said, wow. He's sharp as a razor blade. Him actually know what him did I do all along. And it was plotted all along. And he knew they were coming all along. But him never did estimate that it would have ended that way or would have went that way. But him did a fight all along. Fighting for his own people all along. Fighting to liberate his own people mindset all along. All along. So if you look now today and you see the people them where you see, where say a Kartel them follow or his movement or him Gaza movement or whatever. If you look at those people, majority of them are his age or close to his age group. And even if they're younger, they're about productivity and progress. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Hey Flo, how are you?
You me there, my brother. Talk
Hey,
to me.
A question here. You know, after listening to what you're saying.
Right.
You know, enough people say what Vybz Kartel is doing, a prison hype. I would like to hear your opinion, but I'm gonna state something. Say, for example, here in the States, right now, if Backstreet Boys coming to say Orlando, it's gonna be sold out. But they're from the early and late 90s,
right,
where them used to go, you know. But they still have a sold-out show because they have fans from back then that's gonna show up at their show.
Right.
I believe when Vybz Kartel come into anywhere, him have fans, but just not in the early 2000s. Him still have fans now because him still have hit songs. So him have him old fans from the 2000s, the 2010s and up, and even now him still a garner, you know, teenager fans.
Right.
So based on that, where he's still controlling fans across 3 generations. While we know even BGs right now, if they're having a show and they're from like the 80s or whatever, they still have a sold out show from their old fans. And Kartel still have old fans and new fans.
But you say
you think so the prison hype, what do you think? It's a prison hype or what?
This ain't no prison hype, bro. And that's where people, one thing we learn is this: don't bet against that guy. Don't bet against a Vybz Kartel. And the reason why I say don't bet against a Vybz Kartel is because he's always gonna prove you wrong when you bet against him. You know how much time I sit down and watch people bet against him, Jerome, and count him out, and the man win every single time. It's not like him win sometime and don't win sometime. Him win every single time. I would have stopped betting against somebody like that, honestly. If you're betting against somebody and they keep winning every time you bet against them, wouldn't you stop? Would I stop bet against him? As far as that go about always a prison hype, and it's true him did gone for 13 years while and people did want to see him. Name me anybody else that went to prison or even didn't put out an album. Forget prison. They just didn't put out any work for a year or two that is still in demand. Not them never forgot prison, you know. Them did just stop, get busy, and people forget them.
No, Flo, but what? Wait till Zebra come out.
Zebra who, brother?
All right, Ninja Man.
Yeah.
I still prison hype, you know.
Even
wait till Ninja Man come out.
Not even Ninja Man can't do that. Him can't do that.
Not you feel say if Ninja Man going to Mecca.
Ninja Man cannot do that. Well, what is Mecca though? Mecca is a club.
Yeah.
Cartel depend on a global thing, not a club. We are talking about arenas and stadiums,
you know that most of these superstars, where you see them have solo shows up here. Mm-hmm. When you check their tickets, sometimes you can get tickets for $50 and $40.
That's another thing.
What I'm saying, aren't their tickets, $250, $300. Oh man! Even if him drop him tickets, there's no way you'd ever see this hype. It's just that some people just can't afford it.
Jerome, I'll do you one better, just for the people to know. My wristband is right here. This is my Freedom Street wristband, right? That's all. You see that ticket here? This was $10,000. So forget I talk about no 200 and 300 and at $10,000. I want you name one more Jamaican artist who can be brave enough to put on a show in a Jamaica and say $10,000 for your pod. $10,000 was that. And they had the one in New York, the Barclays. There were tickets in the Barclays that was, I believe, 15 or 20,000 for VIP. I think that's up where Cardi B and other celebrities were up there. So. But to be that guy or that person who can confidently put forward and say, oh, my VIP is 10,000 US, 15,000 US. Even when people are saying, you must be out your damn mind. Nobody charges that. No, you not Beyonce. You not the... And then you say, no. you wait now, you say, watch, wait and see what happens. And you wait too long to get your tickets and you can't get in because everything's sold out.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? It was sold out, bro. People were, that's why he had to do another date, because so many people wanted to go still and was trying to get tickets. I went on the site to look because I wanted to make sure what I was talking about here was factual. So I go up on the site to go look and me see all the tickets that were gone and the only tickets that were left. And then I saw when the tickets were sold out and there were no more tickets left. And I was like, damn. So, and you know a funny thing is, the ticket them will go first, you know, are the most expensive ticket them. The tickets that the naysayers and the haters said, he can't sell them tickets. You must be damn crazy. Ain't nobody paying that much to go see him. He washed up. Your haters will say the worst things about you, man. But
because we see him do the same thing in Canada.
And him go Canada go do the same thing.
But Flo, me know you're no bad man, but think, can you just, wear a bad man shoes for a minute and think how they think? Imagine you will work for 40 years of your life and maybe never yet even save $100,000 in your bank.
Right.
And if you see a man I use 1 hour or maybe an hour and 20 minutes and make 1.5 mil using an hour to do that, and then him keep on doing it again and again and again.
You know, I can't put myself in a bad man shoes there because I look on life different. I never did the things that he did. Therefore, I couldn't be rewarded the way he's being rewarded. First of all, I tell my audience this. If my millions have to come like this after me do 13 years in a prison, I would rather be broke forever. That's for one. That's for one. But in order to build his brand and his name and who he is before even prison, Kartel went through a lot. All the up and down and sleepless nights and controversy and kind of 1 time and 2 times. Police used to drag with Kartel on a regular basis, I know 1 and 2 and 2 thing him go through. But everybody's story is different. It's his determination, bro. His determination.
Because remember, when them go off him in a flow. Remember when them go off him and then say too much slack song, and he say no on top. If you want to listen song, but listen to it there. And then he say slow motion, And, you know, I say, bad man, stop tell lie. The first time I get a head, he nice, doubt it. And him just not top, him determined.
Right.
And when them go and fire him, decide to fire back off all alliance. Remember that man go a UE in the floor when them say them mash up in his school system.
When them go to the lecture at UE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And him still call them out and he say, all the media that, you know, who is right here tonight, they'll highlight any negativity on the front star, the paper, but them not talk about how Kartel, you know, employ, you know, many citizens of Jamaica, how Kartel pay tax. Them not talk all them good things there. Right. They were how to demonize him, but him fight back. So when you're a fighter, you deserve all this reward.
I'm going to ask you this, Jerome. What song did Kartel ever release that ever told anybody to go rob people and don't work and kill for no reason and all them something there? Which song out of all the thousands of songs he must have? You can't remember any of his songs that ever said that? In other words, then ever led people in the wrong way, the wrong direction?
No.
I can't think of not one.
So them go to me too biased. But just like how me watch Dave Chappelle's and so on, and they do their comedian stand-up skit and they talk reparations for blacks and things they have been through and so on. It's just an art. So even though you hear some people say certain things in that song, it's an art. But I never hear my talk about. Me more like hear my time say, youths go to school, pull up your pants and put it by your waist.
Yeah, and don't rob poor people and lazy people not forget nothing in their life and you forget up and go work for everything you have and make mommy and daddy proud. That's always been his music.
And some people look for strength all about when the strength is inside them. Don't, you know?
True, all that.
People land.
Yeah.
It must say people, let me ask you something. When that land come from, they want so much land in a Jaja Island. You know, these politicians come all the time with them big pretty smile and not funny because we suffer ghetto youth. It was more like uplifting the people them. He was a rebel.
He was uplifting the people them and he was teaching them how the system is ran in Jamaica and what part they play in it. Him did open eyes, you know, brother. But while he was doing that, he had to mask the message. So him fling out the freaky gal them me love and you know all them other kind of song there. So they thought that it was all about gal boom off cocky and freaky gal and them sitting there when he was actually giving you he was teaching.
So can you tell the people them why even right now Kartel is free? But you notice maybe every once a month or 3 times a month he come out and say get a youth. Or him tell them some positive message and he said do this and do that and be strong. But him don't do it every day. Tell them why him do it.
Because that is his message. That is his message is reiterating. Him want the youth them to also know say that him depend and him a lead by example too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even in his book, him tell you why him couldn't keep on doing pure positive music non-stop. Because when him wise up with people, them a go after him too.
Right. And that's just how we people stay, bro. The same people them where I try uplift, you know. The same people them where I try educate about their condition. Because some people, you have to understand, say, people can't make them condition better until they first realize that they are in something. If you don't realize, say, you in a squalors, and you think this is a nice condition that I'm in, everything cool, man, you will not strive to come up out of it. So one of the hardest things to do, you see, I get the people them to realize where they're at, who governs where they're at, and what role they play in where they are at. And once you wake them up, then you're going to see a rebellion because now they're going to be like, yo, me not take this. Remember, I know I can't tell the people them I say them now vote for nobody, you know, because I see him sitting on two sides. Even though he's a man where which part theme thing come from is PMP something. But you see, from him did say that.
Yeah.
The whole of you them stop vote. The whole of young people them in Jamaica, nobody turn out for vote. I be all people turn out for vote.
No, you feel say when him get the Grammy, in price, him still in price now go up, it just will remain the same 1.5 mil or so.
Yesterday price won't be today's price, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, it's gonna go up. There's levels to it, man, and the man I work on him levels. Yeah.
Flo, why when you know?
You think he's gonna get the Grammy?
We're not growing here and think. Flo, no, you always say you knew it was gonna free.
Yeah.
Where you come with think?
Yeah. So you say you know him I'll get the Grammy.
Oh, I'm here.
On fire.
Now you always talk about the universe. Something you have to believe in yourself and believe in your thought and they'll manifest.
That's all expensive, boy.
Boy, I don't know, but big up yourself, I like the topic this morning, and I'm listening.
All right, my brother. Manners and respect, see?
All right.
All right. That is going to be expensive after I win that the Grammy there. Because him fee are going to look completely different. Now you have a Grammy under your belt. Yeah, man, more power to Kartel. The lawsuit out of Trinidad, we'll stay close to that lawsuit. We're going to change gears right now and discuss another, since we're in dancehall discussion, basically, we're going to change gears right now and discuss another artist or another two artists who are from the dancehall genre as well. All right. We'll stay close and we'll let y'all know and we'll discuss more as the findings. We don't know how it's going to turn out, but we'll see. Y'all know Chronic Law is in custody in the United States of America, right? Chronic Law, another prominent dancehall artist. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give him his respect. I've said it before, so me no waganis. But he's at a low point, obviously, because he is in ICE custody in the U.S. So me I got said this as well. One of the most lyrical. I think Chronic Law is like a modern day poet. He's like a modern day poet. He's like a few Shakespeare. Facts. Law boss. I went and looked up and I found where Chronic Law is being held, because the first report was that he was locked up in ICE custody. And some people were saying he was up north, in there, New York somewhere. Others were saying, no, New York, him them, and Philly. He was in Philadelphia. And we come to find out he's in Florida. Not only is he in Florida in ICE custody, he is in the Alligator Alcatraz place. So I did explain to people in the video. If you listen to my video or watch the video that I put together about discovering that he is being held at Alligator Alcatraz, I watched a small film, not documentary, about Alligator Alcatraz. Some people who got out of there gave their account of what's happening there, and they allowed news crews to go in. The mosquito them out there look like some engineered mosquitoes. They're huge. Them look like butterfly. But that's out in the swamps. We're talking the Everglades in Florida, right? So I try to explain to people, say, which part him there and I know where cushy and nice. I mean, none of ICE detention is not nice anyway, but which part him there I like, the worst of the worst. It was designed to break people. So when they designed it and quickly built it, the purpose of Alligator Alcatraz was to scare the shite out of anybody who went there so they would not fight their case. Because so when time them pick up people, them not just pick you up and just deport you, Not unless you already have a deportation order against you. Then they just pick you up and just deport you. You're expedited up out of here. But majority of the people that they're picking up who have no criminal record and have a case before the courts, these people are owed due process. So what is happening now is ICE has a huge stockpile of human beings in custody because majority of the people who they are holding on to are actually fighting their case to stay here. They're not the ones with a deportation order, criminal record, and conviction, and they can throw them out. While them do that, they designed that place right there to break the people's spirit. So if they took them to that kind of place, between the alligators that are surrounding them out there in the swamp, the swampy conditions out there, the place being flooded where they're from, I think it's 30 men to one toilet. And the guy that was there said, sometimes the toilet, for days, the toilet don't flush. So I'm pooping on top of your poop and the next man I poop on top of. So when they go to go poop or pee, it's like splashing up on them all over the place. Me, I say, yo, that sound like Jamaica prison. When the cell overcrowded and them give them the bucket and every man in there fear shit in the same bucket and your dude will splash up on me, I splash up on the next man, pan anybody will go squat on the bucket there or pee in the bucket there, just rise up but the smell. Cause I see a bucket where yeah, remember saying no man stand up and pee, you know. So yeah, stand up and piss and yeah, drill the doo-doo and it a splash back all kind of sitting. Them kind of condition there out there. That's where chronic law is. It's not a pretty environment out there. It was designed specifically to break them so that they say, please just deport me. I'll take deportation. I don't want to fight this. Just send me home. Send me back to where I come from. That's what it was designed for. So he's out there under those conditions. Now, I don't know Law Boss legal status in the US. I don't know if he's here on a work visa. I don't know if he's here trying to change his status to a permanent resident here. I can't speak on that. If I was him, I would have just been like, yo, send me out of here fast as you can, please. Because I mean, I'm Law Boss, you know, that means that shows are booked. And if shows ain't booked, my music is certainly selling. He is, I think he's the number one, no, he's not number one, but if in dancehall he is the number one for listening views, for views on YouTube for 2025. He ended the year with the most views. And that's over even Vybz Kartel and others, right? So he's doing pretty well. I'm not staying in no detention unless I have an ulterior motive, like, you know, I'm going to stick this out because I find me one there, I want to get the paper here and move out a yard for a little while and, you know, establish myself somewhere else. Other than that, if this is just me did there upon a visa, I mean, I do a couple shows around the place and I enjoy the place and me drive too fast, them pull me over and them catch me. And them lock me up in there. So please send me home fast, quick. Please send me home quick. I wouldn't be staying in there. It's designed to break their spirit in there. You know, it's nasty in there. Now, it's funny, and I'm discussing chronic law situation, but remember said chronic law and squash are linked. So it's funny to see Squash there in the US and he's in federal prison custody. And that are 6 boss. And now you have Law Boss, Chronic Law, who in a ICE custody. It's like the man them, I'm pretty sure this was not a part of their plan. Make we go to the US go try see what them lockup look like inside. I don't think that was a part of their plan. But it worked out like that. Now for Squash, the people them who don't like him, and I'm realizing on social media, you know, a lot of people don't like him, but it comes with the fame. For the people them who don't like Squash, y'all gonna feel bad. Because I remember one time Uno did a prayer set him get. There was a whole, when I covered his situation in multiple videos, every one of those videos, if you go back and look on the channel, dancehall artist Squash arrested. Dancehall artist Squash arrested with gun in USA. Dancehall artist Squash gun case. Dancehall artist Squash pleads guilty. Dancehall artist Squash convicted. Dancehall artist Squash sentenced. Go look up all those videos I did on YouTube, and you will see the comment section. There were lots of people there who are saying stuff like, a good fame, dirty, nasty, excrement, this, that, and the other, lock him up, that's what the key. I hope them give him at least 30 years. And remember I said, don't kick a man when he's down. And them say me a criminal sympathizer, but it's not criminal sympathizer. You never wish bad for your brothers and your sisters. Know what I mean? Montego Bay dancehall entertainer Squash is expected to be released from prison in the United States just over a year from now, according to official records from the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Officially, the agency listed January 25th of 2027 as the scheduled release date for Squash. His real name, Andre Maurice Whitaker. 2026 I got run off. January 25th of 2027 is now less than a year away. So, according to the Federal Bureau of Prisons, Squash release date is less than a year away. Again, when you bet on people for lose and they win, how does it make you feel? How does it make you feel? I don't go around betting on people to lose, man. The people them who did want to say this brother had the 30 years, and how you feel? A 1 year more doing it? 1 year. He's gonna do 1 year. I'm going to boys camp for 1 year. I'm gonna learn some new skills. I'm gonna make some new connections, you know? And he'll be back out in a year. Squash, a native of St. James, was sentenced November 25th after pleading guilty in a U.S. federal court to being an illegal alien in possession of a firearm. The 27-month sentence was handed down by Judge Roy Altman through a deal. He was also ordered to serve 3 years of probation upon his release. In addition, he was fined $100 US. The case attracted attention, of course, both locally and internationally, especially since he is a prominent dancehall artist, and they were saying that, well, US authorities also had him pointed out as a gang leader or the leader of a transnational criminal organization. That's why everybody was like, well, not everybody, but a lot of people was like, Ross, him gone now. Because under the Trump administration, once your organization is labeled a transnational criminal organization, it is called a terrorist organization. So if you are caught and prosecuted as the leader of a terrorist organization in the United States of America, your charges are enhanced. Therefore, more years could be added. So start out looking at 30 years in prison, and everybody has said, blood cleat him gone, you know? Are the feds them that, you know? Them not playing, you know? Remember, you know, him get catch in Miami with the gun, right? Regular police pick him up. Him go a regular jail cell. Then the feds came and took him over. And he went from regular jail cell to a federal holding facility. And of course, ICE, or not ICE, but US immigration has their dibs on him as well. As in, they made it clear at trial that is a possibility that he will be facing a deportation once he's finished serving his time. So people did not look for the man for about 10, 15, 20 years and then get deported after. 1 year setback. Remember, you know, foreign is not ours, you know. Foreign is not ours. I don't know why some people act like, well, you know, if you were one of those people who you're running for your life genuinely, then I would say, yeah, rejoice that you get to stay a foreign, wherever foreign might be to you. But for the majority of us, though, minus the little poverty, because we have foreign mind now, foreign mindset, because we have internet now. So everybody want to live a certain way now. But if them dip you and send you go back to your yard, you know. It's not like them send you Ghana Eswatini. It's not like them send you Ghana, you know, El Salvador, minus the prison. It's not like them send you Ghana our country where I know for your country. I say you're born and grow. So if them dip him and him end up back at Jamaica, It's not no big thing. But I know there are people out there who are saying, oh, gunman are wait for squash. And police are wait for him. To kill him when him come back at Jamaica, all kind of sitting. I don't know nothing about that. I just know now that according to the Federal Bureau of Prisons, his release date has been published January 25th, 2027, and we are already almost done with January of 2026, which means he has less than a year left, or a year, because we're there at the 20th. So I have 1 more year left to date, and he'll be out. The case attracted attention both locally and internationally, given Squash prominence within dancehall scene and his association with the Montego Bay-based Six Movement. He is the head of the Six Movement. That's why I'm calling him Six Boss. His incarceration brought a halt to his music career, no doubt, in the US, although his songs have continued to circulate online and on regional playlists just the same. The thing about this music something here is when you are a prominent artist, I realize, you know, people tell you to pursue entrepreneurship, right? And people say stuff to me like this. Well, this is one principle that I employed from hearing more intelligent people speak. I learned from them. If you have to get up every day, SouFlo, and go work at one particular place, and that's the only way you get paid, you're never going to be rich. And not only that, you're probably never going to be financially secured either. If you set a wheel in motion that constantly generates income, even when you're not around it, you don't have to check in every day. You don't have to show up all the time. Even when you're sleeping at night, see there, the next $1, $2, $5, $10, $20. By the time you wake up in the morning, you make a next $100, $200. It's 30 days in a month. Then you're on your way. I'm realizing that the music is like that. So when you see them artists here do really good in music, like Squash, if you go look up his numbers and his presence on YouTube, for those of you who don't know him and don't know what me I say, go look up his presence on YouTube. Six Boss, Squash. His numbers could tell you that he's generating some serious cash just off of YouTube alone. That's just YouTube. That's one streaming platform. There are many other streaming platforms out there. This is also the reason why somebody like a Vybz Kartel did 13 years, and then when him come out of prison, all in a prison, me I make millions, me I talk about US dollar, nigga. The money was stockpiling because the money was being generated. Fever, pan your punani, wine for me, baby, everything, Chris. All them big songs that we Kartel Lego from prison. He wasn't outside to spend any of that money. The man had clock plaques from behind bars. wasn't outside to spend all that money. So the money was just generating and generating and piling and piling. So that's why after 13 years, if you start put away a certain amount of money now, monthly, weekly, monthly, and you do that for 13 years, at the end of that 13 years, when you look at how much you've put away, you probably are going to drop down from the amount where you see. So yeah, Squash in there doing time, but his work is out here generating an income for him just the same. So it's no surprise that when they come out of these lockup, that them still rich and them look rich and them can afford things that average us can't afford because it's their line of work. And them line of work, you know. And them line of work, that's it. Developments involving members of Squash family and inner circle have also drawn public interest. Reports in late 2025 indicated that his father, I don't know if y'all saw, because we did cover his father's interview here when he did the interview with the Fix cast, Aria and Naro them. And then a report came out that Aaron Whitaker, which is Squash's father, well, I remember him saying he's in the US and he's not too strict on him paperwork. And the first thing I thought was, you over here I do interview? And he must say, me's a man, you know me's a man when I really do interview, you know, because I've never done an interview, show up my face and all these other kind of things. And the first thing I said was you should have kept it that way because your status. Aaron Whitaker, his dad, was detained by U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. Court documents later confirmed that he was held on September 5th at the C. Clyde Atkins United States Courthouse before being released from detention. Now, I don't know if his dad got released, but I know his dad was in custody, and earlier reports said his dad was in custody because he attended his son's court hearing. Squash is his son. A father who is concerned about his child is going to be like, yo, this case that them have against him, remember I know him did I look for a lot of years, right? So he's like, I want to go see my son and I want to go show support. And them end up hold on upon him when he went to one of the hearings. Them grab him at the courthouse. Now there are reports out here that he has been released since. I haven't seen him on any interview or anything. He's not a guy that does interviews. That's why I was surprised when he popped out that one time. But he popped out in defense of his son. He popped out in defense of his son. You know? Can't see what did I go on with him picnic and him realize that them they want to sink him. Right? Well, meanwhile, another figure that is linked to him, which is Chronic Law, which is linked to, remains in ICE custody detention. Records show that he is being held in connection with multiple matters, although details surrounding his case has not been fully outlined. And I promised my audience I would keep digging, try to find out what it is them hold Chronic Law for. Because there's information out here that says he was held with multiple firearms, which I have no proof of. The only proof we have is he was speeding, and this was somewhere up north. He was speeding and him get hit whole for reckless driving and all that other stuff. That's it. But he was let go off of that. He was let go off of that. I don't know if he was let go with a court date pending and then him go at a court date and them hold him, or what the case may be. Or if indeed it is have something to do with firearm. We don't know. Nothing official has been released on Chronic Law yet. one news entity out of Jamaica, because he is a prominent Jamaican, tried to contact ICE to figure out, I believe it was the Star or Observer, one of them, tried to contact ICE to figure out what his charges are, and they were told that they would have to get permission first. They, the news media entity, would have to get permission first from the artist himself for his personal information to be released to them so they can release it to the public. That's all we know. Time lost can never be regained, no matter how we spin it. 13 years, birthday lock away, can't come back. Well, you know, Junior Copeland, that's true. 13 years locked away, that can't come back. And 13 years of being traumatized or living in a traumatic setting, surrounding. But such is life, though. Life is full of trials and tribulations and ups and downs, right? A person like, say, you might see a man goes to prison. He does 10 years. He comes out of prison, and in 5 years of coming out of prison, he is richer than you have ever been. And he's accomplished his wildest dreams, while you who have never been to prison, you're out here with all the time in the world by your hands, and you still can't figure it out. You still cannot map your way to it. I think sometimes prison is a blessing for some people, because it actually give them time. I was watching a brother yesterday, day before yesterday. He owns a trucking company in Atlanta, right? And the headline of the article that got me while I started reading it, it's a big black dude, and the headline said, when he got out of prison, no one wanted to hire him. So he started his own business. And I think 2025, his business cleared $2.something million in profit. This is after him pay everything we need to be paid for, right? All expenses are paid. You have $2.something million in profit. And that's him, I think, 3 years out of prison or 4 years out of prison is where he's at with it. And we out here, we never go to prison. Maybe we need some prison. I don't know. maybe we need some time away from the kids and the wife and the hustle and the bustle and, oh, I got to get up this morning and I got to be here by this time and then I have to go over there to do that. But me really want to do that project here, no kind of project here can set with good, and but me have to run over your song to do this though, and then me have to do that, and then when you're in a prison, brother, you're just in a prison. You have your only two things you have to do in a prison is fight man off of your body and think about what you're gonna do when you get out. Lay out your plan and fight man off of your body. That's you have time. You have time. And whoever do the time or do the time instead of letting the time do them, they normally come out and do really well. You know? Yeah, we there from how long and we don't have shit. Daddy Spark says, we don't have shit. Are we out there being good, law-abiding, tax-paying citizens? Yeah, you law-abiding, tax-paying and you broke. Them go through hell. They missed 10 birthdays straight, 13 birthdays straight, 7 birthdays straight, 2, 3, 4, 5 birthdays straight. And now them rich. What you said, Lulu says, Jesus Christ, Lord Jesus, SouFlo, Jesus, Lord. Which one? Mister, we need some prison. Maybe we need some prison. Or when you're in prison, only 2 things you have to do. Fight man off of your body and lay out your plan as to what the hell you're going to do when you get out. You have all the time in the world. Figure out funding, figure out how this is supposed to work, how that's supposed to work, learn the business you're going to pursue. That's what the trucking guy did. That's what the trucking guy did. He said he learned the business from behind bars. And when he came out, he was trying to work for somebody. So him go many places looking for work, but it kept coming up that you're an ex-convict. Now, there are trucking companies out there that hire ex-convicts, but for him, he wasn't getting through. I think him get 1 or 2 job and get let go unexplained, but he thought it had something to do with his past. So he went and started his own, buy a little one truck, take out money from your son, put that this on. He mapped it, man. He mapped his way to his dream come true. His dream come true. Oh, fight man off of your body. A prison. Remember that video where when we telling the man they were trying to talk to the little kids. It was troubled kids that they brought to the jail. They're thinking, maybe if we let these kids see, I don't jail them, carry them go. They brought them to the prison. There's a difference. And they were like, it wasn't Scared Straight either. It was a newer one. But he was, remember Scared Straight? But it was a newer one. And the guy that came up and he was doing like this with his fist there, he was like, yo, you won't be in here? He was talking to the little youth, right? He was like, you won't be in here? You think you could handle being in here? A bag of man back him, I go, I don't grunt like some animal locked in a cage. He was like, you think you could handle being in here? He looked the little youth up and down like that. He was like, you lightweight. I'm going to tell you like this. Don't come in here. Because if you come in here, I'm fucking you. He was like, don't come in here. If you come in here, I'm fucking you. Ain't nothing in here for you, kid. You see this? You see all men in here? We ain't in here doing nothing but fucking and fighting each other. That's what we in here doing. And he said it with a straight face too. We ain't doing nothing in here. We in here fucking and fighting each other. Ain't nothing but testosterone up in here. You come in here, I'm fucking you. I'm telling you, don't come in here. I said, damn, if that shit never set him straight. If that never set him straight, it set me straight and I wasn't a kid and I wasn't in the video. I me get set straight from my coach. I watch this. I said, you know what? I don't think prison is for me. I'm going to start fold up my clothes and dress myself. I was like, I don't think prison is for me for sure. Because, boy, that sound rough. That's the reality. That's what it is. All I can say, don't come in here. I'm telling you right now. You come in here, I'll see you in here, I'm fucking you. And little boy was like, and they was trying to push him towards the cellar. And he was like, oh, man. But yeah, somebody would need prison, I guess, to figure life out. Too much run around and going out there. I don't need prison. I don't need prison. I need something but on a prison. It's not prison. Yeah, me I clutch my pearls. I don't even have pearls. I'm folding my clothes like, when woman I try to cover them bosom, I'm folding up. That motherfucker said, I'm fucking you. Hey, can we not? Why are you so aggressive? Jeez, he's like, you see what's in here? There's nothing but testosterone in here. We ain't in here doing nothing but fucking and fighting each other. That's what's going on in here. You think you come here? You think you could do good in here? You think you can survive in here? If I see you in here, I'm fucking you. I'm letting you know right now. So don't come in here. I'd have been like, mama. Somebody call my mama, come pick me up outside. I swear I'm good from this day. I don't even raise my voice when she talks. Anything she says goes. Yes, ma'am. I'd have been scared straight. I was scared straight, and I'm grown watching it. Yeah. Some of the youth them need that, though. But, yeah, I'm glad to know, man, that, when I know the Chronic Law situation for the people who've been following through me, I don't know what's going on with Chronic Law. I know he's still in custody. I don't know if it's true that Squash Father was released. but I know that he was in custody, and we now know squash release date to be January 25th of 2027, which is roughly a year away. Yeah, we're gonna left that there as well. Stay out of prison, kids. It's not a good place to be. Nothing good happens behind those walls, man. You know, frustration build up. Man thump you in your face for no reason. I have this thing where I binge watch Life in Prison and Life in some of the hardest prisons. And I binge watch it with my kids because I want them to get the point that do everything in your power, please, to not end up in a place like this. You see how it look in there? You hear the noise, 24/7 noise, people screaming, man up here telling you they in there fucking and fighting each other. Why is he mentioning fucking? Do you see any girls in there? You a boy, you see any girls in there? Okay, so who you think getting fucked? I'll be talking to my kids like for real. You see any girls in there? Okay, who you think getting fucked? And how much you weigh? You see that big ass man on the cell door looking like an apex gorilla? How much you think he weighs? He look like he could bend the bars. You know what I'm saying? Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo.
Good morning, family. How you doing?
I hear you talking about cartel, but if it was me, I would pay back the money, you know, because as my grandmother would say, say, to let peace reign. To let peace reign, I think if it was me, I would pay it back.
If it was you would pay it back?
Yes, to let peace. My grandmother used to say to let peace reign.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was me. Yeah. That's my opinion.
All right.
Thank
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna go against what your grandmother said. Your grandmother, I'm learning now that the elders say stuff for a reason, you know. Granny Ovayasa, Miss Ruby said a lot of things that I know now to be things I might want to pay attention to. Them never mean nothing when we were growing up, but if my granny was here and she tell me, say, I hear them saying you owe somebody $1 million. That's what she was talking in her last days. I want you to pay them back the money, baby. Because even though the contract say you can keep it, just let peace reign. Take grandma advice. If my granny said that, I'm paying them back. I'm paying them back. She know why she said that. You know them other saying will say young bud no storm. Yeah, man, you can tell say the caller that was calling, you know, too on topic, but she kept it short. She's not like one of them people that were calling off topic and then talk. You tell them, say, all right, you know, say you're a bit behind on topic and the audience, they're not going to like this, but me I give you 60 seconds. Make your point quickly. And one more thing, SouFLo, and one more thing I have to say before we go. I'm like, oh my God. All right, listen. Let's talk about, we have two very interesting topics to go, by the way. Let's get into the Donna Lee Donaldson, Noel Maitland case. Noel, I know his attorney is watching. And I know they don't like to see me saying this, but I hope Noel go to prison. For sure. So we're going to get into the case here now. See it? First of all, prosecutors recounted yesterday how the policeman accused of killing popular social media personality Donna Lee Donaldson put on a performance while she was still only a missing person. He wasn't charged yet. She was still only just a missing person. And then put on one bag of balling and performance. And they were talking about it in court yesterday. Basically, they were saying, why was he acting like that? Maybe it's because he knew something we didn't know, right? This was before blood splatter, blood speckles were discovered. This was before investigation, a criminal investigation was triggered, and evidence started to be gathered against him and all that. See? So prosecutors recounted yesterday how the policeman accused of killing her, which is Noel Maitland, put on a performance while she was still only just a missing person, before asking jurors to return a verdict that aligned with the evidence they had given in court. The assertion came as the prosecution made their final pitch to the 7-member jury in the closely watched 8-month-long trial of Constable Noel Maitland on charges of murder and preventing the lawful burial of a corpse. Citing the testimony of one of McDonald's close friends, which is, again, the lead prosecutor recounted how Noel Maitland, quote unquote, put on a piece of cow balling when Donnelly's friend simply called him to ask about Donnelly. Our friend said, so me I'll call him, because I have a number, I'll call him. And she said, Noel, yeah. They redacted her name. Akeisha, yeah, where Donna there? The girl said, put on one piece of cow balling. She couldn't understand why. What was he bawling about so early in the matter? What is it that he knew that the rest of us didn't know? Could it be that he knew something that the rest of us didn't know? The prosecutor said. What is interesting is him put on the bawling with that witness, but you don't hear about no bawling when he was talking to the mother. Because remember, it's him called the mother. But the friend called him before him called the mother. So when the friend called him and him put on the cow balling, him then called the mother to ask the mother, Mom, you hear from Donna, or you see Donna? That's when the mother said, Noel, don't ask me no foolishness. Is you come here, come pick up my daughter. Where's my daughter, Noel? So they're trying to figure out that piece of cow ball in there. And then you call the mother and talk to her, and you wasn't balling. Lug testified, the mother testified that she last saw her daughter alive July 11th, 2022, when Noel Maitland picked her up from their St. Andrew home. She also spoke to Donnelly by telephone on the morning of July 12th, according to her testimony as well. Donnelly, who was also an entrepreneur, was reported missing on the 13th. Citing Maitland's phone records, the lead prosecutor noted that the policeman made more than 100 phone calls in the days after Donnelly was discovered missing, but only 3 of those were made to her cell phone. He made 22 calls on July 12th, one of which was to Donnelly Donaldson's phone at 7:11 p.m. that day, according to evidence. He made 22 calls, not from the banger phone, which is the outdated cell phone that he had. His father handed over that banger phone to the police, but he made those calls from his iPhone that none of us has seen, said the lead prosecutor. So they don't have Noel's phone. The iPhone grew legs and his iPhone disappeared. So I'm getting rid of all him phone too. The following day, the prosecutor noted that Noel Maitland made 63 phone calls, including 2 to Donna Lee Donaldson's phone in less than 1 minute. That was the last time him called. Noel no waste no time I call her because him know what him know already. The prosecutor told the 7-member jury. Noel no waste no time I call her because him know what him did know already. The prosecutor said that while Donnelly's mother, Lug, was upset about her daughter's disappearance, Donnelly Donaldson's police boyfriend, Noel Maitland, was busy getting rid of things. Get rid of the settee that was taken from his apartment with bloodstains matching hers. While other people were concerned about where Donnelly was, Mr. Maitland was busy washing his car, cleaning out his car, and cleaning and washing the settee. Who wash a settee? According to the lead prosecutor, Noel Maitland's strategy has been to deny and to deflect and to dismiss any responsibility for Donnelly Donaldson's disappearance. Part of the strategy, his strategy, is to point fingers at everybody else, the prosecutor said, urging jurors to ask themselves, where is the iPhone, his main phone, that he used to make all these calls, and the settee that is missing from his home? I ask that you return a verdict that is true and just and aligns with the evidence that you have heard over these 8 months. Noel Maitland's attorney will make their closing arguments to the jury today. I didn't know that. So Noel dash away all him, the man dash away all him iPhone. Him father never know. Remember when them pick him up from the lawyer office, they arrested him at his lawyer's office. When the arresting officer testified that him asked for Noel's phone, his father gave him a phone. One phone when it look like hot boy phone, you know? And him father said, that I know him real phone, I'm bang at that. So the policeman knew right away he had another phone. Then the policeman asked, where is the other phone? And I forgot what he said about his other phone, but he conveniently lost his iPhone. So your iPhone disappeared. Remember, I know, they have forensic evidence that shows, cell tower evidence, that shows that his iPhone was with Donnelly's phone when her phone, last seen on cell tower registry, disappeared. His phone was still right there, pinging off the tower still. And hers disappeared, lost contact, leaving his alone right there. That's very telling. And then him make him phone disappear too. And the couch. So the man carry the couch, go a car wash, wash out, bleach down the couch, and then the couch, them carry it to somewhere else where the couch disappeared. Yes, Denise, that's what they're going off of. They're going off of the information that the cell, that the provider has provided them. That's how they know how many calls he made and who he made these calls to. But they don't have the physical phone itself. They had to go through the cell provider in order to get that. You know, Missy Bram Bram, probably. Now, prosecutors are insisting they said, we believe that we've done just what we needed to do, said the lead prosecutor on Monday. The prosecutor was presenting the state's closing argument to the 7-member jury in a closely watched murder trial in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston. And at the start of the trial in May last year, prosecutors indicated that they would rely heavily on different pieces of circumstantial evidence, like a jigsaw puzzle, to present one single picture of what happened to Donnelly Donaldson. The prosecutor noted that over the course of the 8-month trial, they have been trying to prove that Donnelly was murdered, and at the behest or at the hands of Noel Maitland, and that she has not been lawfully buried. The prosecutor acknowledged, too, that there was no witness to testify that they actually saw Noel Maitland commit the actual crime, but the prosecutor insists that state has proved its case. However, Noel Maitland is on trial for murdering and preventing the lawful burial of a corpse. Donnelly Donaldson, 24 years old, was reported missing on July 13th of 2022. One witness, which is Donnelly's mother, testified that she last saw her daughter alive on July 11th, 2022, when Noel Maitland picked her up in person from her home. She laid eyes on Noel as he left with her daughter. She also said that she spoke with Donnelly the morning after, which was July 12th. Noel Maitland has denied the allegations and he has declared his innocence. And he told the courts that he last saw Donnelly on July 12th, before she left his home, following an argument they had over the mother of his child. Here's a more in detail rundown about what happened in court yesterday. Prosecutors started out the gate by saying that the strategy of the cop, Noel Maitland, on murder rap has been to deny and deflect and dismiss. So the Director of Public Prosecution, Claudette Thompson, on Monday asked the 7-member jury adjudicating Constable Noel Maitland murder trial to rubbish his explanation that he had given last week during an unsworn statement where he tried to explain where the blood come from in his apartment that DNA testing proved was Donnelly's blood. Remember, Noel said the blood was due to a miscarriage because Donnelly had 2 miscarriages for him and that they had had sexual intercourse on the day of the last miscarriage. So that's probably where the blood would have came from. Noel Maitland is on murder trial, as we all know. His charges, the DPP, in a lengthy closing argument, pieced together this mental jigsaw puzzle for the jury as she sought to convince them that every piece fits. She told them that the evidence pointed only in one direction. And she added that during the investigation and the trial, Noel Maitland lied and deflected and dismissed evidence that was presented against him. Thompson, the DPP from the Department of Public Prosecution, she stressed on the fact that a controversial couch that took center stage in this trial is still yet to be found. So for those of us who was thinking they had the couch, we know now said them don't have the couch. Them never find the couch. The couch still missing. So she was stressing that how them never find the coach because he was so good at getting rid of that coach. The coach in question was removed from Noel Maitland's apartment and it was taken to a car wash on Lyndhurst Road in St. Andrew to be power washed. A car wash attendant who washed that coach was one of the more than 30 witnesses in the 8-month-long trial. And she testified that she saw blood like rice grain coming from the coach that was brought there by Noel Maitland. She also told the courts that she saw a lot of flies following the coach. On March, a separate coach found in Noel Maitland's apartment was taken to court. So it's a different coach. It's not the coach that had blood like rice grain was taken to court. We know that now. The DPP sought to establish that it remained in the apartment because there was no blood on it. Thompson also said that curtains, 2 different feet of 2 different pairs of shoes, and a cushion cover with blood on them remained in the apartment because Noel Maitland did not notice them. It wasn't because he had nothing to worry about. It was because he was cleaning up and him skip over those because him never see it. The prosecutor told the jurors to ask themselves, what happened to the coach after it left the car wash? See, if I was that attorney, I would have asked them to ask themselves this. As Jamaican people, because maybe something with them do a foreign, I don't know. But as Jamaican people, who takes a coach to a car wash to get washed down with a power hose and cleaning agents? She said that Noel's strategy to deny and deflect and dismiss on the day that he went to the Half-a-Tree police station where Miss Lugg, the mother of Donna, went there to report her daughter missing. Do you remember who he went there with? Kathy Ann, the DPP asked and answered. Kathy Ann, Sophia Lugg is Donna Donaldson's mother. Do you remember who asked questions about Kathy Ann's car? Him. Through his attorney. Him. Through the defense. She asked and she answered. Do you remember? No, I don't know who Kathy Ann. Is Kathy Ann his baby mother? Is Noel trying to pin this off on his baby mother? Or is he trying to just create enough doubt to where they could be like, well, we're not too sure if she do it. So that means that we're not sure if him do it. So we can't really come up with guilty because we're not too sure. I wonder if that's what he was trying to do. It seemed like he was willing to throw Kathy Ann under the bus though. The DPP asks, do you remember who asked questions about Kathy Ann's car? That is his baby mother. Is him. Through his attorneys. Him. Through the defense. Do you remember who asked whether Kathy Ann was in Jamaica or not? See, a part of his strategy is him pointing fingers at somebody else. That's part of his strategy. And him don't just point fingers at any and anybody. The man points fingers to direct your attention to his baby mother, Kathy Ann. That is who he is pointing at. But the policeman who investigated the case told you that he didn't charge her because there was no evidence against her. It's not she go pick up Donna Lee at Miss Lugg house. Donna Lee was not taken to her home. She was not even at the car wash. She never called the truck driver and ask him, where them take away your truck for? And then sought to comfort him that you soon get back your truck, man. The whole purpose of all that call was for this policeman, Noel Maitland, to find out what the police them saying and what they were doing. When you retire to the jury room, I want you to ask yourselves a number of questions the DPP told the jurors. Where is the long coach? You have to ask yourself, where is the long coach? That's the coach who did bloody up, or allegedly was bloody up. Ask yourself, where is the long coach? Is him take it out of the house with the assistance of the truck driver? Now, guess what? They're not guessing. There's video footage from the neighbors' cameras, them moving the coach. He also already admitted to moving the coach. But why? And where is it? You just lost a whole coach, so? Is him take it out the house with the assistance of the truck driver? He carried it down to West Kingston with another driver. Remember the driver who originally came, said him never get to touch the coach. Him asked them if they needed help. Noel said no, him have somebody to help him already. So him and that person moved the coach. He just drove the coach to the car wash and they took it out of his truck. Next thing him know, police come take away him truck from him. So from the car wash, he and another truck driver picked the coach up from there. Remember, so them left it outside till the next day. And the car wash attendee said when they were leaving for home that day, close of business, it was there. When them come back to work the next day, the sun has shine hot on the couch. The couch was still there, but this time it was covered in flies. He then came with somebody from another truck and moved that couch. So him supposed to know where the couch is. Where is his phone? The iPhone. The one that come up on the screen that the officer was able to tell us all the details about. Where is that phone? Why is it that what was handed over to us was a phone where the SIM card was welcoming him the day before police locked him up? July 27th of 2022. That means nothing upon that the SIM card there. Thompson said, telling the jurors that Maitland did not describe himself as a policeman during his unsworn statement because his actions were not those of a cop. Thompson then read out scriptures from the book of Proverbs to paint a picture of how the prosecution believes Noel Maitland acted. She pointed to Proverbs 65 verses 16 to 19, which she said contained a number of things. God doesn't like such as a proud look, a lying tongue, hands that shed blood, a heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, and discord among brethren. A proud look. You heard him talk about the love triangle, something everybody else would keep on the down low. That is this man's pride about him girlfriend or him baby mother. That is pride. Have multiple women a fight over him. And the Lord hates it. A lying tongue. Him hate that too. Hands that shed blood. The same God hates it. A heart that devises wicked imaginations. He started pointing fingers at Cathy Ann, him baby mother. Wicked! Then you hear about the taxi man human trafficking. Feet that be swift in running to mischief. The same man, him, was calling and calling and calling. The same man that allowed him into his apartment and had him looking at a monitor more than once. And him come here with a mischievous self to come cast aspersions on the man's character. This is what Thompson said as she brought up Noel Maitland's reference last week to his neighbor who gave testimony against him. Remember, I know, it was not the neighbor who went looking for Noel Maitland. It was Noel Maitland who went looking for that neighbor because he wanted to see what was on the neighbor's camera. Once him here said, oh shit, the camera catch you. Then you hear about the taxi man and human trafficking, right? Maitland had accused his neighbor of being a homosexual who did not like him. Thompson questioned why he went into the man's apartment who he believed to be a homosexual then. I mean, him did they talk about in a court, say, when them get together and them get too loud, him used to put on Bujo Bantan, boom, bye, bye, in a body boy head, and him used to play it really loud to show his disapproval for that neighbor. So him and that neighbor no good. What a lie. What a wicked lie. Remember, he went into the man's apartment to go view his camera footage. If you are so much against who he is, homosexual, how you end up in his apartment viewing footage? It was mischief when he called up the truck driver to find out what was going on. It was mischief when he came here to talk about miscarriage and sex on the balcony. The Lord hates a false witness. The last one is discord among brethren. You remember that question to the investigator about who gave him instructions to charge who? The Crown's evidence points in one direction and one direction only. This is a jigsaw puzzle where none of the pieces are missing. None. They all fit together. And I ask, therefore, that you return a verdict that is true and just and aligns with the evidence that you have heard over these 8 months, Thompson said in her appeal to the jurors. The trial continues today, January 20th, 2026, and Noel Maitland's lawyers will be delivering their closing arguments to the jury. Trial Judge Leighton Pusey indicated to the jurors that they should reach the point of deliberation by Thursday. So, today is Tuesday. What you just heard here was the closing argument of the prosecution. Hopefully, tomorrow we will have in full print like this so we can hear the closing argument of Noel Maitland's attorney, his defense team. I well want to hear it. I really want to hear it. The reason I want to hear it so badly is because I'm telling you, say I have a love for law. That's why I was so intrigued with Isaac Buchanan and the way how he is able to quote from the annals and the way how he is with law and the way law is structured and how he uses it. I want to see what Noel attorneys came up with in this case, because in my eyes, this case is an open and shut case. Like, just done. But courtroom can be so interesting. And it's not how you feel on the outside, you know? It's more or less what can be proven. And I think Now that the prosecution has given their closing statement, I think they have laid their case out. I think they have more than made their case. So me want to see what film attorney them are going to come up with as closing argument that could possibly convince a jury that their client is not responsible for Donna Lee Donaldson's death. I have to see it. So I am anxiously awaiting this publication. Yes, Denise, it's closing argument time now. You thought closing argument was defense first? No. It clearly says right here that the trial continues today with Noel Maitland's lawyers delivering their closing arguments to the jury. Open and shut, in my eyes. If Noel Maitland lawyer them say anything will get him off of this case, me I write down every one of them lawyer their name, and I'm keeping them in my books, in my phone story. Because if anything ever happen when we need them or any of my family members need them, and then me I go call, because me I forgot to say this. The only way I think he can get out of this is if somebody pulls some kind of strings for him. He's cooked. He's cooked. But again, this is law. And anything can happen. And remember, I am not a lawyer. You know? So, me don't know where them can pull out of the hat with this one. Me have to go. I'm a student on the outside looking in, so I want to see what it is. Justice for Donna Lee Donaldson, man. Yeah. And we never stopped saying her name. And we stuck through with it because I honestly believe, after all they've shown us, that this man killed the people and daughter. I don't know why him kill her. Right, Mervin. That's court. It's not who we think is guilty. It's who have the best defense wins. Because we've seen it before, right? Where people, where we just know say them guilty. When the verdict come down with their said, how? You got attorneys out there, man, who can make magic happen, you know? But honestly, in a Noel case, this is overwhelming. The amount of evidence here is overwhelming. I normally draw a parallel to, again, Vybz Kartel's case, Sean Storm, Kahir, and Matsus them case, Andre St. John case. I always say this. Anyhow, Vybz Kartel case did have half of the proof or the circumstantial evidence strong like this. In his case, I would have never advocated for his freedom. That's to show you, say, I'm an impartial person because these are the things I was asking for in the Vybz Kartel case. Well, show me some blood splatter. Uno said them use a pickaxe and beat a man to death with a pickaxe. And then dismember him. Chop him up in pieces. And then forensic no find not even one little tup of blood in the place where this happened. Do you know what a pickaxe look like? You can imagine a pickaxe somebody to death. Do you know how where blood would be squirting into places where you can't even reach for clean? I want to find nothing. I said, did they use luminol in there? Luminol is the thing where them spray right and turn off the light, and even years later, 20 years later, you know, I've seen crime teams go into places, spray luminol and catch. Oh, there was a blood, something happened here. I saw one where they were like, she was bludgeoned and it happened in this room. And we can tell that he was swinging from way down here all the way up here. And every time he came up, that splash right there is consistent with him raising up to hit her again and again and again. And them sitting there, me sit down and watching her. And I said, damn, after 20 years, he cleaned the place. But when them turn off the light and spray the luminol, you still see the blood splatter. So these are the evidence that I was asking for in the Vybz Kartel case. In no matter if a circumstantial, me I ask for something like that. Me not get none of that. In a Noel case, overwhelming evidence. Too much to get by. I even said Noel Maitland's attorneys, them know same guilty. Them does not take a payday. I mean, that's what an attorney is supposed to do, right? If I see a lot of money on the table, me now I'm going to say, that person guilty, me don't want the $1 million to defend him. No, me I going to take the money. Because that's my job. I'm going to take the money and I'm going to try to defend you to the best of my ability. But I can't help but to think every time the prosecution brought up what circumstantial evidence they have, you know, his lawyers must have been cringing like, but they know your goose cook. But I'm going to try to help you anyway. Keep a smile, man. Don't smile too broad. Don't smile too broad. Look confident though. Don't look so guilty. Jesus Christ, the boy guilty, you know. Him guilty to rotted. That's gotta have been what his attorneys were thinking. Him guilty to rotted. Because that's all I see. So we'll be here. We'll be here tomorrow, God spare life. Me not end the live now, we know. We have one more thing to talk about. Then we are going to end the live. But we'll be here tomorrow. Hopefully, they give us the printout of the closing argument from Noel's attorneys. I am so anxiously awaiting this. I promise you, if we have it, we're going in tomorrow. Lawyer is entrepreneur. They work for themselves. They're going to take the money. It's like that movie, Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino. Yeah. Me not going to see money on the table and don't take it. I look on the man and I say him guilty. Did I tell you all before? For those of you who've been following me for a while, you hear me say this before. For those of you who this might be your first time hearing it, my grandmother, Miss Ruby, she had me pegged to be an attorney, right? And from I was young. And then my grandfather, Mas Clevey, said, I will sell all of my belongings to send you to law school. My grandfather, he said he would sell everything he owned to send me to law school to make sure I became an attorney, right? My grandmother said, you're going to be the first attorney in our family, in our immediate family. But the drawback was these people raised me as Christian, not just as Christian, they were Bible thumpers. So I grew up under the impression that if you never live according to Bible verses, you're going to hell, to burn in eternal damnation. So one time I read the Bible and remember I come to a part in the Bible where it says, woe be unto you lawyers and doctors. Me said, me nobody want to be no lawyer. And I don't know if I told y'all, I wanted to be a doctor too. Them didn't want me to be a lawyer, you know. Me did want to be doctor. Yeah, me go to the door, me catch bullfrog, me put down stakes in the ground and thing and get me card them and me tie up the bullfrog spread eagle, pad it back, and me use razor blade and cut the bullfrog open. Operate. I was doing an operation. And I removed some random piece of organ from inside of the bullfrog. And me try stitch up back the bullfrog. And put the bullfrog in a jar to see if the bullfrog was going to live. And how long could the bullfrog survive without this organ that I thought was its liver. Remember, I climbed the pine tree. There's some big pine trees that line the edge of our property. And I remember when the bullfrog dead, because the bullfrog lasted for 2 days with that piece of organ that I removed. And I remember I climbed the pine tree and I tie one cord upon the bullfrog and tie it up in the pine tree and left it up there. And then I observe John Crow come feed upon the bullfrog corpse and ate it from the tree. But it was the Bible verse. that said, woe be unto you, lawyers and doctors, that had me saying, but I want to be no lawyer, you know. Because when me look into it, because of the Bible verse, me say, you know, say, some doctor wicked, because them kill people instead of heal them. And them have the knowledge to heal them, but they don't. And some lawyer wicked, because them look for evidence and them can see somebody guilty, and they go to court and take money and fight to free them. And of course, as a child, I'm thinking the worst things. And I'm thinking, what you say? I'm going to turn soldier. I'm going to turn soldier, brother. I am thinking the worst things. At the time, I'm thinking the worst things because I'm thinking, how could you, a man will murder or rape a little picnic and chop up an innocent woman and stuff, and you know so that man the guilty and you carry him go court, go defend him just for money? Me can't be one lawyer. Pour me. My scope was so limited because I was a kid. I didn't know about real estate law. I didn't know about all the other kinds of laws they were out there. You know, you can be one music contract lawyer. You can be all other kind of different lawyer. All I was thinking about was, what we used to watch back then? Perry Mason. I think Perry Mason did that on TV. So I say all lawyers defend criminal cases. Yeah, you can do entertainment law, right? And I say all lawyers defend criminals. So one lawyer me know. And me don't want to be that, because the Bible say. And diverted and went on to other things. Mervin said you got to turn soldier. You never want to turn doctor because some of them kill people when them can't heal them. You never want to turn lawyer because some of them defend criminals even though they know they're guilty. But you got to turn soldier. Soldier. Who them send go war. Go frig up other people's place. Oh boy. Anyhow, I'm super intrigued by Matlock. Yeah, Denise Parks. Yeah. Matlock. Matlock it was. And we used to say back in the day, we used to say, yo, me dep on the case like Matlock. Yeah, man, no worry. Everything cool, man. Trust me, I handle it. Me dep on the case like Matlock. Matlock it was. Right. Could have been divorced. See, Denise are telling me, Lulu Ridges say you could have been an entertainment lawyer. Denise I say you could have been a divorce lawyer, immigration lawyer, you know. I don't know. Nance, you love criminal law too, Nance? Lawyers and lawmakers, says Dorothy T. I love criminal law too. Now I love criminal law. But yeah, tomorrow or the day after, whenever they publish it to us, it'll be interesting. Be here for that. The last one we're going to talk about this morning, though, and this will take us up out of here for the day, is, I tell you the truth, you know. I think I was telling wifey this morning, say, right now I'm having withdrawals about Jamaica because we go to Jamaica every single year. Sometimes we go multiple times in a year. And, you know, with the baby, with her being pregnant, then the baby, remember I told y'all, you see how Kizzy and Kiprich, them fly go over, so, and baby born premature, all kind of something. So we never want to run them riskless. So once we find out so wife is pregnant, you know, going to Jamaica was off the list. The trip was off the list until baby born and stabilized, and we can actually travel without worries. But in the process, me feel like some day away from Jamaica too long. I don't know if I'm the only one like that. Some of you in here might not be from Jamaica, so you might feel that way about your island. But I don't know if that's just me. If I don't get up out of here and reach Jamaica, I start getting serious withdrawals. Like, I just have to go. And my withdrawals have been kicking in lately, you know? My withdrawals have been kicking in lately. So me keep on ask wifey when the baby can fly again, cause she's here now. When can she fly again? So we have our sights set on June. I told you all about the GoFundMe and the stuff I was gonna do. We'll get more into that another time. But June we have our sights set on. And we feel like we can't wait till June. Anyway, asylum seeker on the edge. Jamaicans who are caught between fear and hope amid this big ICE crackdown that is going on in the United States of America. Her name is Jane, not her real name. Every day Jane wake up, Jane says that her stomach is in knots. In just a few weeks, she faces an immigration court in the US for her hearing that could change her life, for better or for worse. 2 years ago, Jane left Jamaica illegally, seeking a new life in the United States of America. Notice them say she left illegally. That means you never left at a port. Now she feels trapped. She made it to America, but now she feels trapped. Caught between the possibility of deportation by US Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, and the uncertain outcome of her asylum claim. She said, boy, I'm fearful. If you go back to court, I'm fearful, because I just don't know what can happen. I'm afraid. But it better me go than me don't turn up. Jane must now appear in court because her asylum claim in the United States is still under review, and attendance is a legal requirement. So those who have a case before the courts, you can't just get up and say, me not go down there because the ICE agent them in the court hallway grab people as they're coming out. You have to go. If you go and them grab you, that's all. But she has to go. Failing to show up could trigger a deportation order immediately, leaving her with no chance to present her case for protection. The court hearing gives her the opportunity to provide testimony and evidence to demonstrate the danger and the abuse that she was facing in Jamaica, which forms the basis for her claim for asylum. Without her presence, US Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, could proceed with a removal procedure, effectively ending her hopes of staying in this country legally. She said, if you don't go, they are going to put out a deportation order for you. Her chances, she admits, are slim. She said, honestly, I don't think my case will be approved enough because they need proof, and I don't have that. It's a 50% chance for me still, I believe. They won't come to a decision at this hearing, but I just don't know if ICE agents will be there to grab me. Her fears are grounded in reality. So far, over 600,000 immigrants have been deported since Donald Trump took office for his second term as president of the United States of America. He has vowed to tighten this country's borders and to rid the country of illegal immigrants. ICE agents have intensified their efforts across various states, creating tension for wait-and-see immigrants like Jane. When you're in that wait-and-see position, and she has every right to be nervous because they have been lining the hallways of these immigration courthouses, and they have been grabbing people who have been showing up to their required meetings. It is really scary for people. Hardly want to go out and go to work. It's like you're walking and you're looking over your shoulders, paranoid. The journey from Jamaica was a treacherous one. She, her child, and 2 other minor relatives left Jamaica in 2024, citing repeated violence and abuse against them. Their trek to the United States of America was long, and it was costly and it was perilous. Armed with 10,000 US dollars, which is approximately 1.5 million Jamaican dollars, they first spent nearly 2 weeks in Panama, followed by another week in Belize, where Jane's funds began to run dangerously low. They were running out of money. So with help from some good Samaritans, they managed to travel by boat into Mexico, but not without consequences. One child fell seriously ill during the voyage. After a grueling 5-hour journey to Cancun, the family endured cold, cuts, and bruises as they navigated a yard near the US border fence before finally stepping onto American soil. For a while, things seemed to stabilize. The children were enrolled in school. She found work, but her American dream remains very fragile, hanging by the thread. Since the crackdown on illegal immigrants, she has seen her paycheck as a nursing aide flash from 800 US dollars, approximately 125,300 Jamaican dollars. So she was making about 800 US per week. Now it is about 500 US per week since Trump took office, because her employers are now exploiting the fact that she is undocumented. So, realizing the situation she's in, they have lowered her pay. You can stay and take the same pay, or you can leave it for somebody else. She said she didn't have a choice. So she went from 800 a week to 500 a week through what she sees as exploitation, but she don't have no choice. One possible path to legal status is marriage, though that comes at a steep cost. She said, you know, may I try get married, and try sort out myself. But her approach has to be strategic. It's better to get married to a soldier though. As some cases, you have to go home back. But with an army person, you can get a waiver. What a way for your chest high. Then soldier who, well, nothing is impossible, my friend. Dream and dream big. I was going to talk down on your dream, but dream and dream big. Me that go say all kind of doubtful Thomas stuff like soldier usually have pick off the litter. Soldiers not only have illegal immigrants trying to wife them or husband them, but soldiers usually have well-competent people who want to build with them because they see something of prestige or something of stability and reliability in their character and their career choice. So you in a long line if you want a soldier. It's better to get married to a soldier, she said. But cause some of the cases them you have to come back home. But with an army person, you can get a waiver. Right now, a wedding costs almost 20,000 US dollars, approximately 3.1 million Jamaican dollars. And I haven't started saving yet for that as yet, because what I get for my pay is just for pay rent and take care of the other bills. I'm going back to school so I can get certified, so my salary can increase though. Yet, even with the dangers and sacrifices, Jane has no regrets leaving Jamaica. I struggle to get jobs. I get homesick sometimes. But me think back and me say, even with all this, it was way harder for me back in Jamaica same way. Me there here, you know, and it's about 2 times me really go out to enjoy myself, because I don't want to come to the US, come live the same life like when me did there Jamaica, because I know that me come here about, she said. So she had tried look at marriage, put it together, sort herself out, and hopefully it work out. Or she have to go pay somebody to marry her. And those usually run up to 20,000 US. I don't know, you know. I don't want to sound like I know people's situation, but wanna hear me out good. You know, sir, me I go back on my yard. Me I go back on my yard. Me would have called the ICE hotline and say, I am here illegally, and I would like to go home. And take the little money where them give me and go me yard. Even though the little money can't do nothing. Maybe if me can buy some seed and plant them and some suckle and plant them and start one little farm or something. But, and some of the stuff that these people do to get here. I was watching a documentary, you see? And when we see the cave, the underground tunnel that they dug, and go through to come here. The underground tunnel here long, it take you 2 days under the ground. When we see the man going at the cave, you see, there's a guy who brings them and delivers them in Mexico. And then there's another guy in Mexico who leads them through the cave. And him have, what the bush name? Like the bush where them use make coke. Cocoa. Him have the cocoa leaf them. And him chew him say when him carry him cocoa leaf, so him chew him cocoa leaf when him in there. And them ask him why. Him chew the cocoa leaf, him say because it starve off hunger. It make you not feel like you want to eat nothing. And it boosts your oxygen. I'm sitting here watching the video of them going into the tunnel, and I start hyperventilating or just I watch them going at the tunnel like I couldn't do it. Worse, me go boost up myself and tell myself that I can't do it. And halfway through the tunnel, me want to turn back. But if me keep on going, me will make it. Me not start freak out in there and lose my mind. Like, they go through some stuff. Then he said, my marriage never cost me a penny. Why go all the way with that? Because they have to make it look real. And because people are going to charge you because they know so them can get the money off of you. So they're going to charge you for that marriage. Right? And them have to go act like it's real. So for my acting skills and for my inconvenience, give me a 20 grand. Me, I'll come live with you and everything. Boy, I hear some story, I see something. You know, woman have to give up front. Or them have to shine rifle. Them have to clean rifle and give up front in order to advance to a next stage. A lot of these women don't have any money. So they do favors instead. Some of them, it depends on if they want to keep you. Them say sometimes the cartel youth them who are run them through. Sometimes them see a one girl what them like or a one woman they like. They'll let her people go on without her. And they'll keep her for a couple of days. They'll keep that one for a couple of days till we see a better one come by. And the couple of days them keep you for you shining a lot of rifles and you're cleaning a lot of poles. And you're doing, you take a lot of joke in your middle center. And then them send you on your way. And they look out for you still. And make sure you get to the next level. And the next level and the next level, so on. May I stay in my yard? Yeah. I'm not going. I'm not bother want to go far after that. But when I hear the story then, I wish her all the best because it's not going to get any better in the United States of America. As a matter of fact, things are going to get way worse. If you've been paying attention to ICE movements, you will know that things are going to get way worse. The crazy thing is, the president already said what he was going to do, and we're watching it unfold, right? Right. So what am I going to do when I start go door to door? Because them start already, They start going door to door already. They're just going to widen it out, spread it out. They have hired thousands more ICE agents recently. Since the start of the new year. That was only 20 days ago. We said, Happy New Year. And since then, they hired thousands more. So they can get a stronger push. So it's going to get way worse. I hope she make it. I'm hoping good for her. I'm hoping for her what she wants for herself. I'm hoping she makes it. I'm hoping things work out for her. Audrey, just read your comment. I didn't see it before. Audrey said cleaning the rifle would be a hard no for me. Where say Audrey, I turn back after this? I don't not even like say you said me boy, I clean a one rifle. I clean a one rifle, but not tell nobody. But them have a bag of rifle for you clean. You have a bag of rifle for you clean. You have to go make up your mind now. Come too far to turn back. Clean rifle till you're tired. If she went through all these treacherous conditions to get to America, why didn't she stay in one of those countries? She probably didn't stay. That's a question that's easy to answer. One of those countries don't have all those countries that she went through, all their citizens are trying to head to America too. That's to tell you. Right? So, I mean, yeah. Where's the SD? I couldn't do it neither. I couldn't do it either. I heard another lady's story. It was like, you're good. And she had her daughter with her. Yeah. One lady said them lost you in the jungle if you don't do the favors. Like, they can kill you out there and all the people who are trying to get through, they're not going to try to save you because they might try to get up out of there themselves. Ain't no law enforcement, anything out there to make sure, say, you're not raped or you're not beaten up or anything like that. So you're at the mercy of these coyotes, these people that do the running back and forth. One of the man them that's making so much money from it, the point guy that take them through the last tunnel. The tunnel, let me tell you, say, me claustrophobic, come here, breathe like this when me see them, I go through the tunnel like I'm in the tunnel with them. That brother cross over into the United States of America every week. And him still don't stay. He could have crossed over, ran off and made, because he knows how to get here, right? and he don't have a problem going through the tunnel. But him go back and go for your next crowd, and go for your next crowd, and go for your next crowd. And that's what he does. That's how he makes his money. Right? Nan says at Denny's Parks, I'm thankful that none of my family had that experience. My heart hurts for those that have no choice. Yeah. And you know, I don't judge people because I tell people this all the time. Jamaica is a paradise and a hellhole at the same time. So is everywhere. So is everywhere. The United States of America is a paradise and a hellhole at the same time. It depends on where you end up. But if you're in Jamaica, which is such a small place, and your whole life is hellhole, and you tried and tried and tried and you can't make it, plus worse, if you're experiencing violence, somebody want to kill you, them want to kill off your whole family, them kind of something that, who am I to say don't run? Run, yes, I'm going to try see. I mean, self-preservation is the utmost, right? Everybody wants to save themselves. You want to live. So I can't judge people too much for their reasons why they run, especially if they're saying it's violence what they're running from. Illegal aliens at this point getting married, that also gets scrutinized by Trump administration. Absolutely, I just did a video on that. Go and look on the channel. I think that video was put up the day before yesterday. It is a new warning that was sent out to married couples by U.S. immigration authorities. So in that video, they basically said, you will be scrutinized more than anybody else. And also, you're not guaranteed to get to stay here because they are sending people back. But you might end up getting jail time plus deported. They're looking for a lot of things. One of the things they warned about is they have agents out there who will scope out and watch you now from a distance in a car where they're on the corner, your street or your block. And they will watch you for a while, right? And they'll watch you for a while. They're watching to see if your husband comes home every day. They're watching to see if your wife comes home every day. They're watching to see if you're a real husband and wife. None say your jaw them sore. Yeah, you clean rifle till your jaw them sore. Or boom off body till your jaw them sore. All jaws sore. You have to tell yourself, this is not me. This is not me. I'm just doing this. Father, forgive me. Lord God. You know what crazy though? Is a Jamaican gay guy who I think them catch him about 3 times before. I think them catch him about 3 times before him actually make it into the US. Some of y'all might follow him and know who I'm talking about. Me not follow him. Him story just come down the timeline one day when me did I watch it and I thought it was hilarious the way how he was telling his story. What? When the first one made me watch the second one, made me watch the third one. Brother man say, the first time I got through, you know, I tell you, sir, them hold me. Them hold me. The one said them hold me. And when them hold me down in Mexico, I say, one of the things said Jamaica prison bad. They lock me up in our place around our part, and I tell you, sir, and he's explaining the first time them hold him, right? And then him say, them let him out, and him go back to Jamaica, and him go back again. And him talk about how him take a different route this time, and him say, this time them hold him, but them recognize him from the first time them hold him. So this time them carry him go court and them hold him for longer. So him say, yeah, me lock up in Mexico from when till when, one long time. Him there in Mexico, people are wonder which part me there. My family member think me did dead. Me never dead, me just lock up down in Mexico. And me I say, blood fire, and the man saying, go back. The next time him say, boy, them do all kind of sitting to me and they have me do all kind of sitting. When him said that, I thought, I kind of know kind of something in my talk about, but me don't want to hear details too much. And he was talking about clean rifle till you're tired. Clean rifle till you're tired. So I said to myself, say, also, if a woman alone that happened to, you can imagine you try to escape yard and you buck up in and use a man, a straight man, and you buck up in a Batman coyote, and Batman coyote pull up with a top boy if you clean rifle or you go back. Matter of fact, I'm not letting you go back because you might go back and tell law enforcement, say, we're out here in these bushes. They'll kill you. So you have a clean rifle before you can move forward. Nah, sir. Me dead. Yeah, me dead. Some things in life you just have to die about. You know? Me dead. Me dead in a bush, that's all. Them kill me. Them kill me right upon my gravestone. He refused to clean rifle. He died. I died. I'm not cleaning no friggin' rifle out there. I guess I'm not going to America then. Yeah, but them boy there, him do it. Him do it. He said I did what I had to do. One of them bleach out youth, them Jamaican youth, they were on social media. I did what I had to do, and so what? See, look at me in a big foreign. I made it. I said, God damn. You know, some of that there Jamaica plant yaman, banana, and dasheen, cocoa, breadfruit. Yeah, me I pick breadfruit and go sell a market and them kind of something there. Set up my little food stand on the side of the road down close to one tourist area. You know? Yeah, me I'm a big frying pan because me I do the ackee and salt for something with some roast breadfruit. Sell my food on the side of the road. No, I'm not fucking cleaning no rifle. Me no want to go find that bad. But I mean, if you was already cleaning rifle and broke in a Jamaica clean broke rifle, then I guess it wasn't no issue for you, but I couldn't be a straight man. So I'm wondering how many straight men had to do some broke wrist stuff in order to get through to the next side. Because remember, I know them choose you, you know. Choose you out of the lineup, carry you gone around a bush. You can't say no. You come back with shame in your eye, tell everybody, stop looking at me. Stop looking at me. I don't know these people. After we make it, we're never going to see each other again. Then you buck up in some people where you did come across with, oh, you were the guy that was cleaning the rifle in the bushes when we were in Mexico. Ah, I'm glad they let you go, man. How's your life now? You have to act like you don't know nobody. Me? You don't know me. You don't know me. Don't talk to me. No, Audrey, me dead. Me dead. I died that day. There are certain things in life you have to be ready to give up life for. That's one of them. I'm gonna take my chance. If I was to take my chance to try to leave, me don't know. Violence are going. People want to kill me off. Me I run for my life. Because that's the only way I would see me trying to leave Jamaica like that. Anything other than that, me I stay and fight it out. But me not clean no rifle pan the way neither. Poverty have to go kill me a yard, or gunman have to go find me a yard, or police have to go something have to go on, but me no want left that bad no more. The embarrassment. Rifle mouth! You made it! We made it, man. They have a new name for you. What's if all some Jamaican in there with you, you know? In a year group where I cross and they remember you. You can't live that down. When me reach a far, me I tell everybody say how you reach. You know, in closing this video, I'm gonna say this. We joke a lot, yeah, but we have a lot to be thankful for. Because I want you all to seriously think about this. Your life never turned out like this. Your life never turned out like this, where you had to go clean rifle in the bushes against your will, and nobody have to batter bruise you in order for you to get to someplace else where opportunities were, you know? So, man, When you say Nigeria, I sell bag juice on roadside. Me then there right beside of you. Aki, me a pick and clean Aki and bag them up. Me a roast breadfruit on roadside. I'm doing it all, but me not doing that. Yeah, but let's keep in mind though, while we're laughing, the people who had no choice. Had no choice. And that reached them, you know. God go with them. Hope it all works out for them, you know. Damn. With that said though, what Mr. Bram say, I know a girl that left home, but until now, no one knows where she is. They're buried down by the way. Yeah. A lot of people have been like that. Left and nobody knows where they are. Because like the documentary said, you're at their mercy. They can do anything to you out there. You know, them rape you if them feel like it, them kill you if them feel like it, them cross you over if them feel like it. Sometimes it's a girl with them like them keep her for a couple of days. Could you imagine the fear that must be in her mind when the people you are moved with them tell them to go. And we keeping her. I promise you, you gonna see her in a couple of days, but we keeping her for a couple more days. The titty them too stiff, the body too fat. I forget some more of this. And that's exactly what they do. Them keep her, use her for a couple more days, then actually carry her go back on the road. On the road. I just said I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking to myself. Boy, rifle cleaner. What go on? Oh my God. Nisha, you're just a forward. I left Nisha. Watch this. Big up to everybody tuning in. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you for being here. Walk good. Go with God. Like my granny Miss Ruby said, be good. If you can't be good, be careful, but it's best to be good. And my grandfather, Mas Clevey, said, I will see you tomorrow if God spare life. You don't know. None of us have that power. I can bring tomorrow, come give to you, and you can bring it, come give to me. Right? We just have to hope and pray so we are in the grace of the Most High that we are granted tomorrow. And if so, then I will see you tomorrow. So again, like my grandfather, Mas Clevey said, I will see you tomorrow if God spare life. I'm out. Peace.